Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. 100-Year-Old Blacksmith. Temper the skin 10,000 times at the beginning. Chapter 61. Boss, I found them. Blood Wolf said suddenly. Who? Many members on the chariot were taken aback. It took a few seconds for someone to realize that what the Blood Wolf was talking about might be the old man and the two supporters they were tracking. It's no wonder they didn't respond slowly. Many people thought that the old man would not be able to survive the volcanic eruption and the riot of fierce beasts. They're on the volcano, the Blood Wolf said again. Everyone was a little surprised. The volcanic eruption had just ended, and the old man was able to climb up the volcano in such a short period of time, so he probably didn't escape very far, and hid nearby. This is not dead, what a dog shit luck. Also, what was the old man doing climbing up the volcano? Are you not afraid of the second eruption of the volcano? Burn him to ashes. The chariot slowly came to the bottom of the volcano. Go up, the boss Ghost Wolf said lightly. The revenge of the fourth brother must be avenged. Besides, he was a little curious about this old man now, and wanted to know what Lin Shu was doing on the volcano. As the team got closer, they could already see what Lin Shu was doing. Is this forging iron? Is he forging weapons here? This old man is a fool. He ran to the volcano to forge weapons. The members of the Ghost Wolf group were amazed. Even if the volcano doesn't erupt again, the ferocious beasts that once lived in this area will definitely come back, and the old man won't be able to leave even if he wants to. The eldest Ghost Wolf looked deeply at the metal object in Lin Shu's hand, exuding a compelling spiritual chi. Is this to create a spirit weapon? Although Ghost Wolf is not a blacksmith, he has rich experience and can tell at a glance. This old man is a blacksmith. If so, Spirit Wolf will have to consider whether to kill Lin Shu or not. A master blacksmith can forge spiritual weapons, raising the overall strength of his team to a higher level. At the same time, the forging master is also a money printing machine, forging various materials into spiritual weapons, which can make more money. On the volcano, Lin Shu is refining spiritual weapons for Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu. Originally, refining materials were a big problem. But Lin Shu is a highly skilled craftsman, and the materials from the nearby dead beasts are enough. Also, Lin Shu also discovered that there are many metal ores in some dry and solidified magma. These materials should have been in the ground and washed out with the eruption of magma. In short, the materials were easily obtained, so Lin Shu immediately started refining the weapon. As for the Ghost Wolf group, he had discovered it a long time ago, and didn't pay much attention to it. As long as these people don't come to snatch the loot of own, he won't bother to take care of it. But these people climbed up the volcano quickly, and it seemed that they were coming to their side. Brother, you are from the Spirit Wolf group. Zhao Yu looked down, eyes full of awe and fear. Why did the Ghost Wolf group appear here? Zhao Xing also had a dignified expression, his eyes fixed on the Ghost Wolf group. Is the Ghost Wolf group famous? Lin Shu asked. Well, in the hunting camp, the Spirit Wolf group is the power of the top 3 teams. They are very powerful and domineering. If you meet them in the wilderness, your spoils will be taken away. I heard that if you refuse to hand over the spoils, you will be killed by the Ghost Wolf group. That's why many adventurers in the hunting camp are most afraid of encountering a group of ghost wolves when they are hunting ferocious beasts in the wilderness. Zhao Xingdao, he and Zhao Yu are of lower status, they are just supporters. If they encounter the Spirit Wolf group, it will be a waste of time. And this time, the Ghost Wolf group seems to be aiming at them. 10 minutes later, the members of the Spirit Wolf group came 100 meters away from Lin Shu. Old man, what does the death of my fourth brother have to do with you? Please tell me the truth. The youngest war wolf shouted angrily, aggressively. Lin Shu, who was refining the weapon, didn't even look up at Zan Lang, and said, how do I know who your fourth brother is? HMPH, you dare to quibble, we found my fourth brother's saber among the spoils you sold. War Wolf snorted coldly. Battle knife. Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu suddenly thought that when they helped Lin Shu transport the trophy of the Iron Demon Bull for the first time, they did pick up a few knives and sold them to the Thunder Blade Exchange together. The two showed guilty expressions. It was they who killed Lin Shu. But Lin Shu still didn't know what was going on. But he started from another angle. After leaving the city, Own did kill someone, that is, the team of one-eyed men who wanted to kill him to snatch the blood yang spirit flower. Old man, I never kill innocent people indiscriminately. Even if your fourth brother's death has something to do with me, he deserves it. Lin Shu is confident. He has acted in his life with a clear conscience. When Wolf Warrior heard this, he was furious. This old man is so arrogant that he doesn't to put himself in one's eyes at all. Hey, what a big tone, old man, you should be out of the city for the first time, do you know who we are? The Blood Wolf smiled sinisterly. The other members of the Ghost Wolf group also showed malicious smiles. Who in the hunting camp doesn't know the Ghostly Wolf group's reputation? Of course, there is a certain probability that Lengtaching, who is out of the city for the first time, will not know. It seemed that the old man in front of him belonged to this category. Otherwise, when the old man saw them, he would have trembled in fright. How could he be so calm and utter wild words? Boss, if the old man refuses to admit it, he should be arrested and tortured. It happens that there is magma nearby. Let him taste the magma. Zhang Lang asked the boss, Spirit Wolf, for his opinion. Lin Shu complained silently in his heart. He knew the taste of magma better than everyone present. After all, he had washed his feet and soaked in lava. It can even be said that the blood flowing in Lin Shu's body at this moment is magma. Boss, even if the fourth brother's death was not caused by this person, it still has something to do with him. You must not let this old man go lightly. Blood Wolf also said. Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu turned pale and panicked when they heard these words. Master Lone Wolf's death has nothing to do with Senior Lin. When we helped Senior Lin collect the spoils, we saw a few corpses and swords next to us, so we took the swords away. Zhao Xing stood up and defended Lin Shu. Lin Senior was so kind to them, and they caused trouble for Lin Shu. Zhao Xing was really ashamed. That's true, Lord Lone Wolf's saber was picked up by us. Zhao Yu also mustered up the courage to speak. In the past, the brothers and sisters would never have dared to speak, not even to breathe loudly, facing the domineering spirit wolves. War Wolf and Blood Wolf frowned and looked at Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu. Could it be that the death of Lone Wolf really has nothing to do with this old man? Stinky boy, you are so brave, you dare to steal my fourth brother's saber. What else do you know? Tell them all, otherwise I will make you look good. The War Wolf shouted angrily. His burly figure exuded an astonishing aura. The oppressive Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu blushed and couldn't move. Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu felt boundless fear. Is this the strength of the top powerhouse of the Spirit Wolf group? Terrible, as if to suffocate them. The two brothers and sisters felt that with the flick of a finger, Zhang Lang could crush them into meat paste. Pong! Suddenly, Lin Shu's iron hammer for forging metal fell suddenly, and a thunderous metallic sound erupted, shaking all directions. Everyone felt the ground under their feet tremble, and some gravel rolled down the mountain. And the terrifying aura exuded by the war wolf collapsed into nothingness under Lin Shu's hammer. Humans practice martial Tao, which is used to resist fierce beasts, not to bully compatriots. Isn't it embarrassing for you to be so big and bully the little? Lin Shu's tone was cold, and he was becoming more and more impatient with this group of people. Stinky old man, are you teaching me a lesson? Zhang Lang's face was gloomy, revealing a strong killing intent. Just now the old man suddenly slammed the hammer, which startled him, and now he actually preached to him in an elder manner, which made Zhang Lang unable to stand it anymore. He hated others preaching to him the most in his life. His father beat, scolded and preached to him since he was a child, and was finally hacked to death by him with an axe, shutting his mouth forever. Third brother, calm down. At this moment, the boss Spirit Wolf patted Zhang Lang on the shoulder. Then he looked at Lin Shu deeply, and asked, Old man, are you building a spiritual weapon? That's right, Lin Shu said lightly. When the other members of the Ghost Wolf group heard this, they all showed surprise. Anyone who can forge spiritual weapons can be regarded as a master forging. Such a character is very sought after in Kunyan City, with a detached status. This old man looks so old, it is really unexpected that he is a master blacksmith. No wonder the old man is so confident, he turned out to be a blacksmith. Blood Wolf secretly said, but because they thought they were blacksmith masters, wouldn't the Ghost Wolf group dare to do it? Too naive. This is outside the city, who knows what they did? As long as Dage gave an order, they would deal with the old man immediately. Old man, I will give you 2 ways now. Ghost Wolf showed an indifferent smile. First, join the Spirit Wolf group, and from now on, create spirit weapons for us for free until you die. Rule number 2, die now. After hearing this, Wolf Warrior felt a little upset. A normal person would definitely choose the first path, which meant that the old man would not die. He really wanted to teach Lin Shu a lesson, but since the boss had spoken, he could only obey. Blood Wolf looked at Lin Shu with a smile, and was ready to welcome the blacksmith to join the Spirit Wolf group. But Lin Shu didn't raise his head, he was still refining the weapon, the movements in his hands didn't stop at all, and he didn't even look at them. I'm not interested in doing multiple choice questions with you. Also, you guys are too noisy, get out. Don't disturb the old man's refining. Lin Shu's eyes were icy cold, with murderous intent emerging. As soon as the words came out, the faces of all the members of the Ghost Wolf group changed. Because of these words, their boss, Spirit Wolf, was also scolded. Oh, Yu Lang narrowed his eyes slightly, and a chilling killing intent instantly enveloped the audience. All the members of the Ghost Wolf group know that the boss of the Ghost Wolf is angry, and the consequences are very serious. But at this moment, in the team, a member who was looking around saw the corpse of a giant python lying not far behind Lin Shu. Behind this giant boa constrictor, there seemed to be 2 huge lizards and a big scorpion. These ferocious beasts are all huge in size, and one can tell that they were very powerful when they were alive. He couldn't recognize the huge boa constrictor. After all, both heads were gone, but he recognized the 2 lizards and the big scorpion. Isn't this the 3rd order fierce beast, the poisonous flame scorpion and the explosive flame lizard? Immediately, the member's face was pale, cold sweat broke out all over his body, and his legs were a little unsteady. Tier 3 ferocious beasts are extremely powerful existences, they are the overlords of one party and can command many ferocious beasts. Where there are 3rd tier ferocious beasts, they can be classified as dangerous forbidden areas. But at the moment, not far behind Lin Shu, there were several corpses of tier 3 ferocious beasts. How could this not be shocking and horrifying? Boss, look over there, there are several beast corpses there. This member hastily reminded the boss, Spirit Wolf. Boss, look over there, there are several beast corpses there. This member hastily reminded the boss, Spirit Wolf. When Yu Lang heard this, his face darkened. He was in a fit of anger, and was thinking about how to torture this reckless old man, so that the old man would realize what a stupid mistake he had made. As a result, On's subordinates interrupted his thoughts. The majestic atmosphere of the entire Ghost Wolf group was also disrupted. Not only Spirit Wolf was unhappy, but other members were also unhappy. This volcano just erupted, isn't it normal for there to be dead beasts? Spirit Wolf's voice was deep, and his deep gaze glanced at the interrupted own members, revealing a strong sense of warning. After finishing speaking, Spirit Wolf stared at Lin Shu again. An incomparably powerful momentum erupted from him, like a rolling wave that could crush Lin Shu away. Boss, it's different, those corpses are different. The subordinate said again. As soon as these words came out, many members of the Ghost Wolf group were dumbfounded. This guy is dying, dare to speak. Everyone's focus was on the dead member, and no one paid attention to the corpse of the beast that the member said. Ghost Wolf's thick eyebrows stood upright, his chest was burning with rage, and he was almost about to burst into a rage. This subordinate was recruited by him himself at the beginning, and he looks very clever on weekdays, and he has never made any mistakes. But this time, why did this subordinate act like he was blind and mentally retarded, changing the topic again and again to break the atmosphere? Boom! A terrifying wave of darkness swept across the wolf's body. All the subordinates around were unable to stand still, so they took a few steps towards retreat and distanced themselves from the spirit wolf. Ghost Wolf looked at that subordinate, with a solid killing intent bursting out of his eyes. He already wanted to kill this kid first, and it would not be too late to deal with that old man. Suddenly, another subordinate screamed. The corner of Ghost Wolf's mouth twitched. What happened today? Own subordinates came out one by one to make trouble. Think it's too long. Boss, those beast corpses. This subordinate stared into the distance, his face turned pale, and he said in a trembling voice. The Ghost Wolf was furious. But 2 consecutive subordinates did this kind of thing, so he regained his sanity temporarily, and looked at the corpses of the beasts mentioned by his subordinates. Isn't it the corpse of a beast? What's all the fuss about? The ghost wolf group hunts and kills nearly 100 beasts every year. However, when Spirit Wolf saw the corpses of the 4 ferocious beasts, his expression froze immediately, and his body froze in place, as if he had turned into a sculpture, motionless. But there was already a shocking tsunami in Yulang's heart. Ghost Wolf recognized it at a glance. Those 4 ferocious beast corpses are all Tier 3. They are all fierce beast overlords who once dominated one side, commanding many fierce beast subordinates to occupy one area and become a forbidden area for human hunters. Among them, the giant python corpse looked familiar, and he seemed to have encountered it before. When the volcano erupted a few days ago, a large number of ferocious beasts fled, and the ghost wolf saw this third-tier ferocious beast, the double-headed red fire python. But at this moment, the 2 heads of the 2-headed red fire python are all gone. If only a ferocious beast died, that wouldn't scare the ghost wolf like this. But here, there are 4 corpses of Tier 3 ferocious beasts. The third-order ferocious beasts were killed collectively. God, what the hell is going on here? Those corpses are all Tier 3 ferocious beasts. How is this possible? How come there are so many Tier 3 beasts? At the same time, the rest of the ghost wolf group also noticed those corpses, and immediately let out exclamations. We've made a fortune, we've made a fortune, the Tier 3 ferocious beasts are full of third-rank materials, how much is this worth? A burly man yelled. The rest of the people immediately looked at the fool, telling themselves in their hearts to stay away from this Sabi in the future. Fart, there must be a reason for the tragic death of so many Tier 3 beasts, don't be so happy. Blood, CCBD, wolf drink cold. Most people are still normal and calm. The first reaction when I saw the corpses of the 4 beasts was shock, fear, and vigilance. Could they all be killed by the erupted magma when the volcano erupted? Warrior Wolf said. He has always been fierce, but now his volume is a little lower. Gollum. Yulang swallowed his saliva, and the astonishing aura and cold-killing intent on his body instantly disappeared without a trace. Won't. Spirit Wolf's voice was low. At the beginning, he saw the double-headed red fire python escape with his own eyes, so there was no reason why this third-level beast would risk running back and be killed by the magma ejected from the volcano. The beast has low intelligence, but it is not a fool. According to Ghost Wolf's guess, the greatest possibility is, there is an existence more terrifying than the Tier 3 beast nearby. Thinking of this, Ghost Wolf already has the intention to retreat. He is just a top martial master, and Tier 3 beasts can easily defeat him. Only by gathering the strength of the entire team can he compete with the third-order beast. But at most it will face a Tier 3 early stage. If there is one more, they will be wiped out. Or a third-order middle-stage beast came, and their fate would only be worse. The ghost wolf and the blood wolf looked at each other, and saw the obvious intention to retreat from the blood wolf's eyes. Obviously the blood wolf also thought of this. No matter how precious a treasure is, it is not as valuable as a life. The ghost wolf is about to give the order to retreat. But at this time, Yulang glanced at Lin Shu, as well as Zhao Yu and Zhao Xing. Lin Shu is still refining weapons like a normal person. Zhao Yu and Zhao Xing were just a little afraid of them. Other than that, there was nothing unusual about them. This old man, and these 2 young people, are not afraid at all. If their ghost wolf group just slipped away like this, wouldn't they appear to be more cowardly than them? Old man, have you seen the corpses behind you? Ghost wolf asked. Puff, puff, puff. Lin Shu continued to swing the hammer, as if he didn't hear what Spirit Wolf said, and didn't react at all. He didn't bother to pay attention to these people anymore. Ghost Wolf's face was gloomy, and his anger flared up again. The old man ignored himself. He hadn't been this angry for a long time. You 2, do you know those 4 beasts? Yulang looked at Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu. He suspected that Lin Shu might be too old to see those corpses. And Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu are too young to recognize the third-order beasts. If so, Spirit Wolf decided to retreat temporarily, observe nearby, and use these 3 people as bait to lure out the terrifying existence that killed the third-tier beast. He was also very curious as to where exactly Sacred killed these 4 third-tier ferocious beasts. I don't know that snake, but I know the other 3 fierce beasts, namely the poisonous flame scorpion and the explosive flame lizard. Zhao Xing replied. Ghost Wolf was a little surprised that this young man actually knew him. Then do you know the level of these beasts? 3rd order early stage. Ghost Wolf didn't wrinkle, this kid knew all about it. He asked again, aren't you afraid that so many ferocious beasts of the 3rd order early stage died here? They're all dead, what's there to be afraid of? Zhao Xing was a little puzzled, not knowing what the boss of the Ghost Wolf group wanted to ask. Ghost Wolf and all the team members suddenly looked a little embarrassed, because they were very scared. Could it be that they are not as good as a fledgling young man? Stupid, those who can kill a tier 3 beast will only be more terrifying than a tier 3 beast, you just wait here to die. Ghost Wolf sneered. He has told the truth. He would not kill the old man and the 2 young men, just let them stay on the volcano and wait to die in infinite fear and anxiety. Walk. The Ghost Wolf gave the order to prepare to retreat. But at this time, Zhao Xing said, but the one who killed these beasts was Senior Lin. As soon as the words came out, everyone in the Ghost Wolf group was startled, their bodies froze in place, like a group of sculptures. Those who didn't know it thought that sculpture exhibitions would be held here. Ghost Wolf turned his head slowly, his face was stiff and embarrassed, and he said angrily, Stinky boy. What are you talking about? If you dare to talk nonsense, Daddy will kill you. This old man's spirit power fluctuates, obviously only intermediate practitioner. Those who can kill 4 3rd order early stage beasts can only be 3rd order middle stage or above beasts, or human powerhouses above intermediate grand great master. Ghost Wolf suspects that this kid is trying to scare him. My brother didn't lie. Zhao Yu also spoke at this time. Ghost Wolf, Blood Wolf, War Wolf and all other members looked dull again. Looking at the appearance of these 2 young people, it doesn't look like a lie at all. Could it be that these 3rd tier ferocious beasts are really this old man? No, the old senior. Although this old senior is only an intermediate practitioner on the surface, he is actually a hidden expert. Pong. The hammer in Lin Shu's hand slammed down, and then he put the hammer down. Lin Shu raised his head, glanced at the members of the Spirit Wolf group, and then stood up. Lin Shu never thought that he was a bloodthirsty person because he was against the human race. But at this moment, his patience was running out. These people from the Ghost Wolf group questioned themselves impolitely at first, and then said that they wanted to torture themselves and kill themselves. He also threatened and intimidated again and again, and even wanted to kill Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu. It seems that you are the same kind of people as the one-eyed man back then. Lin Shu said with some emotion. When Lin Shu said the word, one-eyed, the members of the Ghost Wolf group knew that the death of the Lonely Wolf had something to do with Lin Shu. If it was before, everyone in the Ghost Wolf group has already yelled and attacked Lin Shu. But at the moment, everyone in the Ghost Wolf group looked at Lin Shu, and for some reason, they felt a chill in their hearts and a creepy feeling. Impossible, these 3rd tier ferocious beasts are absolutely impossible to be killed by this old man. Beads of sweat rolled down Spirit Wolf's cheeks. Go to hell. Lin Shu is condescending, with a look of indifference on his face. His skin suddenly turned into a crimson metallic color, and then, dark red blood flames erupted and flew into the sky. The terrifying flames and waves scorched the world, causing the surrounding temperature to soar more than 10 degrees in an instant. This moment, Spirit Wolf sensed the mortal danger from Lin Shu. His eyes widened, his face full of horror. He couldn't believe that just now, the spirit power value was only at the level of an intermediate practitioner. The mediocre old man would emit such terrifying flame power in the next second, just like a fire god descending into the world, burning the world. At this time, Yulong believed Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu's words. That terrifying existence that killed 4 tier 3 ferocious beasts was really this old man, and he was the target he had been chasing and trying to kill. Senior. You listen to my explanation. The usually aloof Yulong was so flustered that he couldn't even speak clearly. Go to hell. Lin Shu gave them a chance, now I don't want to listen to these people's nonsense. I saw a piece of dark red sticky magma emerging from his palm, burning raging fire. Crash. With a wave of Lin Shu's hand, a rain of magma carrying intense flames directed towards all members of the Spirit Wolf squad. When Lin Shu was about to make a move, Everyone in the spirit wolf group felt a strong life and death crisis, their bodies and souls were instinctively afraid, and they turned around and ran away. There are so many of them, if they scattered and fled, it would be very difficult for Lin Shu to catch and kill them all. However, when seeing the magma rain all over the sky, carrying raging fire, it came. All the members of the ghost wolf group were stunned. What kind of attack is this? This old man actually created a rain of magma with a wave of his hand. Simply incredible. However, this is not the time to be surprised. Escape is the most important thing. The members of the spirit wolf group fled frantically. But it didn't work. The magma rain swayed by Lin Shu has a huge area, just covering all of them. Ah! A strong man suddenly let out a miserable cry. A drop of magma fell on his arm, melting his skin, flesh and bones, and piercing his entire arm into a hole. In the next second, the same scream sounded continuously. Ah! It's hot, my eyes. Help me, someone save me. Forgive me, senior, please forgive me, I just followed orders, it's all the ghost wolf's fault. Screams, calls for help, and begging for mercy resounded in all directions. Thump! A senior practitioner was burnt through a hole in his chest, blood spurted out, he fell to the ground and died quickly. Flop, flop, flop. Immediately afterwards, more members of the spirit wolf group died, falling down one by one. Facing Lin Shu's magma rain, they had no means of resistance except to dodge. And this trick was also thought of by Lin Shu after watching the volcanic eruption, and it worked well against a group of small minions. Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu looked at the scene in front of them with dull expressions, and their hearts were shocked. Although they knew that Lin Shu was very powerful, and even killed a third-tier beast. But they only saw from a distance that Lin Shu killed a lava beast, and they didn't know anything about how the other 4 third-tier beasts died. At this moment, they were watching from a close distance. The ferocious ghost wolf group, under Lin Shu's casual move, screamed again and again, and died one by one. In contrast, the scene in front of them shocked them even more than Lin Shu killing the third-tier beast. It's like, one is watching black and white TV, or listening to other people's narration, while the other is entering a movie theater and watching a 3D blockbuster. The feeling is really different. It's too strong. Lin Shu Sr.'s methods are too powerful. How did he do it? Zhao Xing feels that his vision have been expanded. Ah, Daddy fought with you. Suddenly, an angry roar came. It turned out to be the third wolf warrior of the spirit wolf group. At this moment, 2 holes had been melted in his body by the magma raindrops. His injuries were extremely serious, and he was not far from death. With the determination to see death as home, he rushed towards Lin Shu. Even if he dies, he will punch Lin Shu. Lin Shu stood where he was, quietly watching the rushing wolf, expressionless and motionless. When the war wolf got 5 meters closer to him and came into contact with the raging fire burning on Lin Shu's body, he instantly turned into a burning man, leaving only a scorched black skeleton. Flutter! The skeleton fell to the ground and was smashed to pieces. Seeing this scene, the ghost wolf and the blood wolf were terrified, hopeless and helpless. Lin Shu, that's too strong. Ridiculously powerful. No, I'm not reconciled. 4th brother, you hurt me. The second blood wolf also wailed before death. He was extremely unwilling and blamed all this on the 4th lone wolf. That lone wolf actually provoked such a terrifying existence. Soon, of the entire ghost wolf group, only the old sky werewolf was left dead. There were 4 blood holes on Ghost Wolf's body, but he still had a breath. Thump! Ghost Wolf knelt on the ground and begged Lin Shu for mercy, hoping that Lin Shu would show mercy and spare his life. But Lin Shu's expression didn't change at all. He is not a bloodthirsty person, nor does he kill innocent people indiscriminately, but once he kills, he will treat these people as beasts. So he will not show mercy. Thump! The wolf's viscera were seriously injured, he lost too much blood and died, and his body fell to the ground. Even a top martial master, he can't hold back Lin Shu's blood magma, which shows how strong blood of magma is. That's all. The tyrannical and invincible spirit wolf group was collectively destroyed here. The person who made the move was a centenarian. And this old man only used one move. After finishing off the enemy, Lin Shu sat down again and continued refining the spiritual weapon. From the beginning to the end, Lin Shu's expression didn't change much, as if the extermination of the Ghost Wolf group was just a trivial matter. Puff, puff, puff. Lin Shu swung the hammer and continued to forge iron. Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu were still standing aside, and it took several minutes to fully wake up. They looked at Lin Shu's back again, only to feel that the stalwart was tall and straight, like a majestic mountain, unattainable. They also understand at this moment, meeting Lin Shu may be the greatest opportunity in their lives, and it will directly change the fate of the two of them. The two of them are no longer stupefied, so they naturally know that they should cherish this opportunity. Sister, although the spirit weapon has not been refined yet, the weapons in our hands can cut the materials of some second-level fierce beasts, so we will start to act now. Okay, so the brothers and sisters took action to harvest the materials of the second-order area. The materials for the third-tier ferocious beasts will be discussed after Lin Shu has refined the spirit weapon. The day passed. Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu had been busy all day, and at night they lay down on the rocks near Lin Shu to rest, looking up at the star in the sky. It was the first time for them to look up at the sky from such a high place, feeling that the starry sky seemed to be a little closer to them. At this time, the roar of several ferocious beasts broke the quiet night. Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu sat up. They looked down the volcano with binoculars and saw more than a dozen fierce beasts climbing up. Obviously, it has been a while since the volcanic eruption ended, and the beasts that used to live here began to return home. The fierce beasts also immediately discovered that there was a human being near the crater. The ferocious beasts suddenly became murderous, and wanted to eat the three humans and have a full meal. They rushed towards the volcano quickly. But suddenly, the ominous beasts felt a powerful aura of ominous beasts, which also came from near the crater. Ferocious beasts are very sensitive to the breath of human beings, and the same is true for the breath of their own kind, especially those who are stronger than themselves. The sensitivity is very sensitive. Then, the fierce beasts who returned to the volcano saw 4 huge corpses near the crater. These 4 corpses, the ferocious beasts of life in this area, no one does not know, that is the fear engraved in the bones. At this moment, the fear in the minds of the ferocious beasts who saw the 4 corpses was overwhelming, and the whole brain seemed to be shaking. They are unimaginable. What a terrifying existence that can kill those 4 overlord beasts. Horrible. There was even a female beast that was scared to pee. The group of ferocious beasts who were about to climb halfway up the mountain immediately turned around and ran down the mountain, vowing never to return home. After a while, another ferocious beast came over, and then ran down the mountain like hell. Such a scene will be staged almost every 10 minutes. Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu were so bored, they kept watching these ferocious beasts go up and down, enjoying themselves. 3 days later, the weapon is refined, Lin Shu said suddenly. All right, Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu ran over excitedly. Thinking that what Lin Shu made for them was a spiritual weapon, the brothers and sisters became so excited that they became nervous and sweated. They wiped their palms on the clothes several times, trying to clean them as much as possible, and then took over the weapons that Lin Shu had refined. 2 sabers, 1 wide and 1 thin, 1 red and 1 blue, clean and flawless. The spiritual chi is compelling. Wow! Zhao Xing waved the spiritual weapon in his hand, and immediately drew a gorgeous red knife light in the air, and even released an invisible knife energy, flying forward several meters, cutting a huge rock like cutting tofu. Slot. My attack has increased by at least 5 times, and I can also release long-range attacks. Zhao Xing was so excited that he couldn't help himself, his face flushed with excitement. 0.0. This kind of strength instantly soared 5 times, which is really cool. Zhao Yu also couldn't put it down for own spiritual weapons, and even couldn't bear to use it to cut beast materials, and wanted to offer it as a treasure. Don't look, hurry up and harvest the materials. Lin Shu urged. Of course he also knew how shocking and surprising it would be for these 2 brothers and sisters to refine a spiritual weapon. However, these 2 spiritual weapons are actually very ordinary, and Lin Shu doesn't like them at all. When he was refining, he used 2nd-rank materials and did not mix any 3rd-rank materials. In addition, Lin Shu was in a hurry and refined 2 spirit weapons in 3 days, so the quality is naturally not good, and they are just ordinary spirit weapons. And Lin Shu's skin is a rare weapon, his muscles are an excellent weapon, and his blood is a perfect weapon. No matter in every aspect, these two spiritual weapons are far from perfect. Yes, the two acted immediately, full of energy. Lin Shu also wandered around. This stone is third-rank Yanling jade. In a magma river, Lin Shu found a piece of gemstone shining red, which is exactly a piece of third-rank material. After a little while, Lin Shu found two more high-quality second-rank materials. These metal minerals are all washed out with magma during volcanic eruptions. It is true that dangers and opportunities coexist. Lin Shu laughed. After half a day, Lin Shu picked up a lot of metal ore materials, among which there are 10 items in the third rank. These alone are worth several million star coins. You know, these are all picked up by Lin Shu. Picking up several million star coins, no one would believe this, but this is the truth. When night falls, the two brothers and sisters cut off all the precious materials from the third-tier ferocious beasts. Lin Shu has almost finished shopping. The three began to carry the spoils to the chariot under the volcano. The brother and sister's van was damaged during the eruption and is no longer usable. And this pitch-black and ferocious chariot belongs to the Spirit Wolf Regiment. It was also thanks to the Ghost Wolf group who came here in time to deliver the car, otherwise Lin Shu really didn't know how to get back such a large amount of materials. The chariot of the Spirit Wolf Regiment is very spacious, fully 10 meters long, but it is also very crowded when it is loaded with Lin Shu's spoils this time. This trip is really a super bumper harvest. The black chariot started and drove away from the volcano. You can go back. Zhao Yu looked very happy. This trip to go out is really exciting for her. This was probably the most dangerous and crazy adventure in her life. She witnessed all kinds of incredible and shocking scenes, and even almost died. It is also true that Zhao Yu's spirit has always been tense, and he is extremely tired. The same goes for Zhao Xing and Lin Shu, who just want to go back to the hunting camp and get a good night's sleep. Lin Shu lay on the chair, closed his eyes and meditated. This trip has been fruitful, and I have accumulated a lot of materials, including some rare materials that are difficult to buy in the practitioner store. The blood of magma has been successfully refined, and the bones have also been refined into black gold battle bones. Next, I should consider a new refining plan. There are still 2 roads before Lin Shu. First, refining black gold battle bone or other spiritual weapons. Second, refine other parts of the body into equipment. Night, getting darker. In the wilderness late at night, there was silence. Occasionally, there are ferocious beasts or human adventurers who exclaim or scream, and then quickly return to calm, which makes the night even more terrifying. Boom! But in such a dark night, there is a small chariot driving fast. The movement of this chariot is already very small, mainly because of the dark night, it is particularly clear and loud. Chong Hao, it's dangerous to travel at this time, why don't we take a rest? A strong man in armor said. No, the Ghost Wolf group set off much earlier than us, we must hurry up, otherwise everything will be late. I must save Lin Sr. Chong Hao's eyes were firm. When Lin Shu sacrificed his life to save him, the spirit of fearlessness and dedication touched him deeply and made Chong Hao admire him. He owes it to Lin Shu. Now that Lin Shu is in trouble, how can Chong Hao retreat just because the enemy is the Ghost Wolf group? Therefore, Chong Hao gathered his own friends and set off overnight to chase the Ghost Wolf group. Brother Chong Hao, don't worry, we will definitely help you. I also want to see what kind of person that centenarian you mentioned, brother, is like. The armored man said. Thank you, I owe you a favor. Thank you Chong Hao for cupped fist. Chong Hao, are you sure that the old man is the one who saved you? It's really hard for me to imagine that he can survive among the Iron Demon cattle herd. A long-haired woman said. These people in the car all have some friendship with Chong Jia. That day at the Hunter Bar, when Chong Hao told about what happened to Own, most of them were there, and they were all moved by the centenarian's behavior after hearing it. At that time, they were still in the bar, mourning Lin Shu and toasting Lin Shu. The result was just 2 days ago. Chong Hao approached them and said that the centenarian was not dead. This made them very happy, and they wanted to meet the centenarian who saved Chong Zhao's life. But Chong Hao told them that although Lin Shu was still alive, he was in another crisis. Lin Shu is being targeted by the Spirit Wolves. Hearing the word, Spirit Wolf Group, at that time, everyone dared not get involved in this matter and wanted to reject Chong Hao. But under Chong Hao's repeated requests, they agreed. On the one hand, he has friendship with Chong Hao and helps Chong Jia. On the other hand, they didn't want to see such a brave and kind old man die at the hands of the Ghost Wolf group. It's true, we saw it with our own eyes. Lin Sr. is more powerful than we imagined. He is not an ordinary intermediate practitioner. Perhaps when he was young, he was a powerful martial master. When he got older, his spirit power value began to decline. Zhao Zicheng and the three hurriedly said. They are also on this chariot. Although their strength is very weak, they should try their best to repay the grace of saving their lives. Chong Hao, you found out, why did the Spirit Wolf group deal with that old man? It seems that the fourth lone wolf of the Ghost Wolf group is dead, and the lone wolf's sword is among Lin Sr.'s spoils. Chong Hao frowned. Regardless of whether Lin Shu was wronged or not, he must help. The fourth lone wolf of the Ghost Wolf group is a junior martial master, the same as me. I am more willing to believe that the lone wolf was indeed killed by this old man, which can also explain that he can survive from the pack reason. The long-haired woman smiled. Anyway, this time I remember everyone's kindness. In addition, please remember, we are only going to rescue Lin Sr. this time, not to contend with the Spirit Wolf group, try not to conflict. Chong Hao said again. We're not fools, we won't fight with wolves. The armored man said. There are a total of 12 people in the car, no matter the number of people, the top combat power, or the number of martial masters, they can't compete with the Spirit Wolf group. They were just there to negotiate, and Chong Hao hoped to pay some price to let the Spirit Wolf group let Lin Shu go. There is movement ahead, the long-haired woman spoke suddenly. Everyone immediately quieted down, and their eyes stared away. The wilderness in the dark is extremely dangerous. Even if they are a team of 12, they cannot guarantee absolute safety. The chariot slowed down. 10 seconds later, a black and huge hideous chariot appeared in front of it, which was 10 meters long. The position of the bumper of this black chariot was modified with a huge shovel, which was covered with metal spikes half a meter long, which looked extremely ferocious. It's the chariot of the Spirit Wolf Regiment. Zhao Zicheng couldn't help screaming, his face turned pale instantly. Although they came to negotiate with the Spirit Wolf group and rescue Lin Shu. But when they actually met the Ghost Wolf group, everyone still felt a chill in their hearts, feeling an invisible pressure. They were also worried that the Ghost Wolf group would reject them and even rob them. It is entirely possible for the tyrannical Spirit Wolf group to do such a thing. Also, there is one major problem. The chariot of the Spirit Wolf group was obviously heading for the hunting camp. But the Spirit Wolf group will not return easily if they have not achieved their goals. Could it be that Lin Sr. had already died in the hands of the Spirit Wolf group? Everyone stared at the chariot of the Spirit Wolf regiment, no one spoke, even breathing carefully. The atmosphere of the scene was very tense. Whoosh! Chong Hao took a deep breath and jumped off the chariot. My lord, Chong Hao, everyone who has seen the Ghost Wolf group. I wonder if you have found Lin Shu Sr. Chong Hao must first determine whether Lin Shu is alive or dead. If Lin Shu is dead, there is nothing he can do. Chong Hao quietly waited for the reply from the Ghost Wolf group. A few seconds passed. In the dark chariot opposite, there was no response, but a figure came down and said, Chong Hao, are you looking for me? Chong Hao was startled suddenly. Lin Sr., is that you? Chong Hao took a few steps forward and saw Lin Shu's appearance clearly. He was very surprised and couldn't believe it. He really didn't expect that Lin Shu was actually on the chariot of the Spirit Wolf regiment. Could it be that all this was a misunderstanding? The lone wolf wasn't killed by Lin Shu, so the Ghost Wolf group didn't kill Lin Shu either. The armored man, the long-haired woman, and Zhao Zicheng and others all got out of the car and walked over. Lin Sr., it's great that you're still alive and you're fine. Zhao Zicheng said excitedly. It's called good people get good rewards. His teammate, the well-dressed woman smiled. Your Excellency is Lin Shu, nice to meet you. I am Chong Hao's good brother, and my name is Tai Zhu. The armored man smiled. Everyone greeted Lin Shu one after another. In the past, they all thought that Lin Shu was dead, and they mourned in the bar, but now they saw Lin Shu with their own eyes. This feeling is very strange. Lin Shu was also taken aback. He shouldn't be so famous, why so many people seem to know him and want to make friends with him? Lin Sr., why are you in the car of the Ghost Wolf group? Chong Hao asked doubts. My supporter's truck was damaged, so I used the chariot of the Spirit Wolf Regiment to transport materials back. Lin Shu laughed. Chong Hao nodded slightly. It turned out to be the case. But he immediately realized that something was wrong. The people of the Spirit Wolf group have never been very good people. How could they lend the chariot to Lin Shu to deliver the goods? The rest also looked at Lin Shu in surprise, wanting to know the reason, but no one dared to speak. Maybe the members of the Spirit Wolf group are listening to their conversation on that pitch-black and ferocious chariot right now. Spirit Wolf Sr., Chong Hao yelled, wanting to say hello to the vicious Yu. After all, the other party didn't kill Lin Shu, so he wanted to say thank you. But in the pitch-black chariot in the dark night, there was no echo at all. Chong Hao was not angry. After all, with the status of the other party, it was normal to ignore him. Stop shouting. There is no one in the car. Spirit Wolf is already dead. Zhao Xing laughed. Chong Hao and the other 12 people were shocked. Zhao Xing was so courageous that he dared to say that the Ghost Wolf was dead. It would be a disaster if the Ghost Wolf group heard about it. What nonsense are you talking about? Spirit Wolf is a top martial master. How could he die so easily? What's more, the Ghost Wolf group is dispatched as a group this time. With their strength, even if they encounter a herd of beasts, they will not be in danger. If you dare to say this, kid, you won't be afraid that we will hear it in the ears of the Ghost Wolf group. Then you will be miserable. The armored man shouted majestically. I'm not afraid. The corners of Zhao Xing's mouth curled up. Oh, could it be that you still want to say that the entire army of the Spirit Wolf group was wiped out, so no one came to trouble you? The brawny man is also very courageous, but when he spoke the second half of the sentence, he still kept the volume very low. You guessed it right, the members of the Spirit Wolf group are indeed dead. Zhao Xing said without any scruples. Ha ha ha, hee hee. Chong Hao and other 12 people burst into laughter, but no one believed Zhao Xing's words. It is still very difficult to annihilate an entire team. The people of the Ghost Wolf group are not fools, and they will not take too many risks, so it is impossible for them to be completely wiped out. You don't believe me. How could I tell such a lie to you? When all the members of the Ghost Wolf group died, I saw it with my own eyes. Zhao Xing was a little upset. No one believed him when he told the truth. This time, everyone laughed even more happily. Zhao Xing is just an intermediate practitioner, the weakest member of the Spirit Wolf group, who can kill him with one move. Zhao Xing actually said that he saw the entire army of the Spirit Wolf regiment wiped out with his own eyes, which is really amazing. If the entire army of the Spirit Wolf group was wiped out, there would be no reason for Zhao Xing to live. Stop making noise, hurry back on your way. It was only when Lin Shu spoke that the dispute was stopped. Stop making noise, and hurry back. Lin Shu terminated the dispute. He already knew that the people in this car were all here to rescue Owen, and although he didn't need to be rescued, he was quite happy in his heart. In the dark night, the two chariots, one behind the other, returned to the hunting camp. Everyone on Chong Hao's chariot felt relaxed, and some people were humming. After all, Lin Shu Sr. is not dead, and they don't have to confront the Spirit Wolf group anymore. However, they are all thinking about another question at the moment. Why did the Spirit Wolf group with a reputation for being vicious and domineering lend Lin Shu their own chariot to deliver goods? Where did the people of the Spirit Wolf group go? Naturally, no one believed what Zhao Xing said. How could the Ghost Wolf group be wiped out? The boss of Spirit Wolf is a top-level martial master, with tyrannical strength, plus the team's 24 masters. Even if he encounters a third-order beast, he has the power to resist and will not be completely wiped out. Zhao Xing also said that he watched all the members of the Ghost Wolf group die with his own eyes. Really know how to joke, really know how to brag. Could it be that the Ghost Wolf group also admired the integrity of this centenarian and made friends with Senior Lin? So not only did he let Senior Lin go, but he also lent the chariot to Senior Lin. The armored man guessed. Everyone shook their heads. Anyone present could do this kind of thing, but only the Spirit Wolf group couldn't. The Ghost Wolf group has a bad reputation in the hunting camp, and has robbed many hunters of their trophies. It is said that some hunters resisted and were directly killed by the Ghost Wolf group, leaving their corpses exposed in the wilderness. This is an extremely powerful and domineering team with extremely poor character. I'll ask Senior Lin again when I get back to the camp. Chong Hao said. Only then did everyone stop guessing and rested. 7 or 8 hours passed, and the eastern sky became white. The sky and the earth gradually brightened up. Luck is not bad. Since I met Lin Sr., I haven't encountered a single beast all night. The armored man smiled. In fact, there are many ferocious beasts that prey in the middle of the night, and they will be stronger in the dark, so hunters choose to rest at night. Once there is a movement at night, it is easy to attract the attention of the beasts. And the movement of these two chariots was undoubtedly very loud, especially Lin Shu's one, which was 10 meters long and made a rumbling sound when it ran. But this night, he didn't encounter a single beast, which was really a stroke of luck. Chong Hao frowned, feeling strange. At this time, he looked forward and saw the compartment of Lin Shu's chariot. This large chariot of the Spirit Wolf Regiment, the compartment is not completely enclosed, the rear and top are empty. Therefore, Chong Hao looked from behind and was able to see the spoils in the carriage. Seeing this, Hao was shocked. There are so many trophies, almost filling up such a large carriage. And with Chong Hao's many years of hunting experience, he can distinguish several very high-value materials and metal ores at a glance. Lin Sr. has gained a lot. Chong Hao was amazed. Everyone was also attracted by this sentence, and looked at the trophies on the chariot compartment in front. All of them were stunned. Are these all Lin Sr.'s trophies? Could it be that the Spirit Wolf group also took part? It was hard for everyone to believe that Lin Shu had so many spoils by himself. It is impossible for a general team to go out to hunt fierce beasts for half a month, and it is impossible to have so many spoils. That material, could it be the poisonous flame-tailed scorpion? The long-haired woman, on the other hand, found a remarkable piece of material and was shocked, staring straight at it. What nonsense are you talking about? The poisonous flame-tailed scorpion is a third-rank spiritual material, and its value is extremely high. How could it be in? I'll go, it's really a poisonous flame-tailed scorpion. The armored man joked, but in the middle of speaking, he suddenly changed his words. It's really a poisonous flame-tailed scorpion. The scorpion tail from the third-order beast poisonous flame scorpion. This is an expensive and rare material. It seems that my guess is correct. Lin Sr. only takes a small part of this trophy, and the rest must belong to the Spirit Wolf group, and this scorpion tail also belongs to the Spirit Wolf group. The armored man said firmly. Only the Spirit Wolf group can obtain such loot as the poisonous flame-tailed scorpion. But next, a practitioner found that inside Lin Shu's chariot, there were several 1-meter-long crimson spikes, shining faintly. As this, the spikes of the flame lizard. On the back of the Tier 3 fierce flame lizard, there is a long strip of crimson spikes, full of lethality. It can attack enemies in close quarters, and can also launch flame rays to attack from a distance. This thing is an excellent material for refining fire attribute weapons, and its value is quite high. The spikes of the explosive lizard. Is this also the trophy of the Spirit Wolf group? Everyone was shocked. Look at what that is. That red mass, is that the gallbladder of the two-headed red fire python? What? Another material for a Tier 3 beast. The snake gall of the double-headed red fire python has extremely high medical value and can be used to refine many panacea. Chong Hao and the others were completely shocked. Could these be the spoils of the Spirit Wolf group? This is impossible, right? With the strength of the Spirit Wolf group, it is very rare to be able to kill a Tier 3 beast, and it needs to pay a heavy price. And on this chariot, you can fully see the precious materials on the bodies of the 3 third-tier ferocious beasts. This is too scary. This moment, everyone finally understood why they were not attacked by any ferocious beasts overnight. It is because of the deterrence of these third-rank materials, and the blood of third-rank beasts on it, so ordinary beasts dare not approach at all. Could it be that the Ghost Wolf boss broke through to the Grand Great Master? The long-haired woman guesses. Ghost Wolf is a top-level martial master. He has stayed in this realm for more than 10 years. Maybe he encountered some adventures and realm breakthrough. Hiss. Everyone gasped. This possibility is not impossible. Originally, the Ghost Wolf group was so unscrupulous and domineering, but now that the Ghost Wolf group has broken through Grand Great Master, the Ghost Wolf group is even more terrible. In the hearts of everyone, the status of the Ghost Wolf group was once again raised to a higher level. When you meet the members of the Spirit Wolf group in the future, you must be respectful and polite, and you must not offend them. That's all. Chong Hao and others spent 2 days in shock and panic. 2 days later, the 2 chariots returned to the hunting camp smoothly. It's the chariot of the Spirit Wolf Regiment, get out of the way. The nearby crowd backed down one after another, don't dare to provoke the vicious Spirit Wolf group. All go, look at the spoils of the Ghost Wolf group, there are so many. The Ghost Wolf group probably hunted down a lot of beasts this trip. Who knows if it was obtained by hunting ferocious beasts, maybe it was snatched. Hush, you don't want to die, keep your voice down, if they hear you, you will die. Accidentally slipped my mouth, brother, I will slip away first. The surrounding crowd was discussing a lot, and all the focus was on the spoils in the compartment of the Spirit Wolf chariot. At this time, another team of people came over, and everyone in the team was very imposing and powerful. The leader was a middle-aged man with half-white hair and a square face with thick eyebrows. They seemed to be about to go out to hunt ferocious beasts, but when they saw the chariot of the Spirit Wolf group and the trophy full of spoils, they stopped in their tracks. It's the leader of the Silver Hammer group. Tisk tisk, Spirit Wolf and Silver Hammer of the 3 major teams have met. These 2 groups are a bit at odds. It is said that the Spirit Wolf group once robbed people from the Silver Hammer group. There's a good show to watch. The middle-aged, Silver Hammer, with a square face frowned as he glanced at the spoils of the Ghost Wolf Regiment, and shouted, "You wolf, I made a lot of money this trip, but I don't know if I earned it by my own ability. If you got it by burning, killing and looting, I, Silver Hammer, will be the first to look down on you." Silver Hammer looked contemptuous. At this time, in a small chariot behind the Ghost Wolf chariot, Chong Zhao and others hurried over. Silver Hammer Sr., Spirit Wolf is not here. Lin Shu was sitting in the Ghost Wolf chariot now, not Ghost Wolf, he was afraid of misunderstanding, so he quickly explained. Is Spirit Wolf not in the car? Yin Hammer was a little surprised, then his eyes sank slightly, and he stared at Chong Hao. Chong Hao suddenly felt great pressure. This Silver Hammer is as powerful as Spirit Wolf. Chong Hao, I thought you were a nice person before, how could you join forces with the Ghost Wolf group? Silver Hammer said a little annoyed. From his point of view, the Spirit Wolf chariot came back, but the people from the Spirit Wolf regiment were not in the vehicle, it must be because there were too many loot, and they should be transported back first to sell. And Chong Hao came back with the Spirit Wolf chariot, obviously helping the Spirit Wolf group to escort the spoils. Silver Hammer is very optimistic about Chong Hao, and invited Chong Hao to join the own team, but Chong Hao refused because he was used to acting alone. Unexpectedly, now Chong Hao is mixed with the Ghost Wolf group. Brother Chong Hao, you are a bit unkind. You refused our invitation back then, and now you actually joined the Spirit Wolf group. Hey, we misread you, don't talk to me from now on. Other members of the Silver Hammer group also said that they all looked disgusted and disgusted. Not like this. Chong Hao wants to explain, but this matter is too complicated, and he will not be able to explain clearly in a while. The scene was a bit chaotic for a while. At this time, the Spirit Wolf chariot was inside. Lin Shu came out. The members of the Silver Hammer group were stunned when they saw it. How come such an old man came out of the Ghost Wolf chariot? They remembered that there was no such person in the Ghost Wolf regiment. You have misunderstood Chong Hao, he did not join the Spirit Wolf group, and these goods are not from the Spirit Wolf group, they are all mine. Lin Shu's voice was loud. It's all yours. Yin Hammer frowned, not believing it. He was a little surprised that such a large load of loot was obtained by the Spirit Wolf group, thinking that the Spirit Wolf group must have robbed many people. Not to mention that these belong to this old man. This old man is also too old, older than his father, and his strength has probably declined seriously. He is not much stronger. How could he get so many spoils of war? On the other side, Chong Hao and the others were even more shocked when they heard Lin Shu's words. Along the way, they always thought that these loot belonged to the Ghost Wolf group, and thought that the leader of the Ghost Wolf group had already broken through Grand Great Master, so they could get those precious third-rank materials. As a result, when they arrived at the hunting camp, Lin Shu actually said that all these belonged to him and had nothing to do with the Spirit Wolf group. How can this be? It can be said that the character of Lin Shu Sr. is not a person who brags indiscriminately. Lin Sr., these, so many, all belong to you alone. There are also third-rank materials inside, poisonous flame-tailed scorpion, double-headed red fire python gallbladder. The armored man asked in shock. What? When Yin Hammer heard it, he was taken aback. There are actually third-rank materials, poisonous flame-tailed scorpions, double-headed red fire boa gall. These are all extremely precious third-rank materials. Even if the Ghost Wolf group got these, he would be shocked and deeply worried, fearing that the strength of the Ghost Wolf group would surpass the Silver Hammer group. That's right, it's all mine. And this chariot is mine from now on. Lin Shu said again. These words made Chong Hao and the others, the Silver Hammer Regiment team, and the nearby melon eaters a little confused. How come even the Spirit Wolf chariot belongs to this old man? This is a chariot built by the Ghost Wolf with a lot of money, it is the symbol of the Ghost Wolf Regiment, how could it be given away casually? Brother Tai Zhu, I told you a long time ago that the members of the Spirit Wolf group are all dead, they no longer exist in this world, you still don't believe it. Zhao Xing looked at the armored man with a shy look. When Lin Shu publicly announced that all the trophies in this compartment belonged to him, and that the Spirit Wolf chariot was also his. After the audience was quiet for a few seconds, heated discussions erupted. What nonsense is this old man talking about? Is it really easy to fool us when we are fools? This is a chariot built by the Spirit Wolf group with a lot of money. It is the symbol of the Spirit Wolf group. How can it be given away to someone casually? It won't be given to you, an old man, right? He really knows how to brag. I think this old man should be a supporter, a porter. He is only responsible for helping the Spirit Wolf group carry materials, but he deliberately brags and pretends. Old man, take back this sentence quickly, or if it reaches the ears of the Ghost Wolf group, you will die. The crowd of onlookers who didn't know the truth talked a lot, no one believed it, they were all laughing at and pity the old man. But, Chong Hao and the others believed it a little at this moment. They came back with Lin Shu, and there were too many doubts along the way. They felt that the behavior of the Ghost Wolf group was unbelievable and incomprehensible. That night, when Zhao Xing said that the Ghost Wolves were all dead and he saw it with his own eyes, no one believed it, and they all thought the kid was joking. But today, what Lin Shu said made Chong Hao and others suspicious. Could it be that Zhao Xing didn't lie? Because, if the Ghost Wolf group is really finished, then many unexplainable things seem to be able to be explained. Brother Tai Zhu, I told you a long time ago that the members of the Spirit Wolf group are all dead, they no longer exist in this world, you still don't believe it. Zhao Xing snorted. Boy, you really didn't lie, the members of the Spirit Wolf group are really all dead. The strong man in armor stared wide-eyed, and grabbed Zhao Xing's shoulder with both hands. He was too surprised and nervous to control his strength, and it hurt Zhao Xing. He was even more shocked and unbelievable just because he believed a little bit. Chong Hao, the long-haired woman, Zhao Zicheng and others also came over one after another. Everyone seeks the truth from Zhao Xing again. Hey, I've said it several times, I didn't lie, all the ghost wolves are dead, not a single one is left. I can clearly see the expression on the face of the Ghost Wolf boss begging for mercy before he died. Quote. Zhao Xing said angrily. Boom. Chong Hao and the others were completely stunned, like statues froze in place, with their mouths wide open, enough to stuff an apple into them. The Ghost Wolf group is really wiped out. Chong Hao was shocked. The overall strength of the Spirit Wolf group is so strong, and it is one of the 3 major groups in this hunting camp. How could such a group be completely wiped out, leaving no one left? What danger did they encounter? Is it the powerful beast overlord of the 3rd middle stage? At this moment, apart from shock, Chong Hao and the others felt fear and vigilance. Even the Spirit Wolf regiment was wiped out. They must be careful when they go out to hunt and kill beasts in the future. Zhao Xing, tell me quickly, how the Ghost Wolf group was destroyed, didn't you see it all? Tell me. The armored man used his thick arms to pinch Zhao Xing directly under his armpit for questioning. Hey, Zhao Xing thief laughed, deliberately selling off. Who made you not believe me all the time, and made you feel uncomfortable for a while? Stinky boy, tell me quickly. Which beast was the Ghost Wolf group wiped out by? When the armored man clamped hard, Zhao Xing screamed in pain. I said, isn't it obvious who destroyed the Ghost Wolf group? Look at the chariot of the ghost wolf group, who fell into it. The corner of Zhao Xing's mouth raised. Who falls into the hands of? The armored man thought for a while, then turned his head to look at Lin Shu. Just now, Lin Shu announced that the wolf chariot is his. Oh my god, no way, the ghost wolf group was destroyed by this old man. How can this be? This old man is already so old, and the fluctuation of spirit power is only like that of an intermediate practitioner. There are a total of 25 members of the spirit wolf group, each of whom is an elite who has been fighting all year round. Chong Hao, Zhao Zicheng and the others also turned their heads to look at Lin Shu in a foolish way, with dull expressions on their faces. If Zhao Xing hadn't lied, then how fishy should Lin Shu's real strength be? He was only one person. Let the entire army of the spirit wolf group be wiped out, and no one was left alive. This moment, in the eyes of Chong Hao, Zhao Zicheng, the armored man and others, Lin Shu's figure is infinitely tall, like a mysterious and unpredictable hidden expert in the mist. Looking at their expressions, Zhao Xing felt a sense of pride in his heart. Because he and little sister Zhao Yu are teaming up with Lin Shu. Therefore, it can also be said that the entire army of the spirit wolf group was annihilated, and they also participated in it. Speaking of which, how intimidating it is, you can almost walk sideways in the hunting camp. The conversation between Chong Hao and others and Zhao Xing. The Silver Hammer team naturally heard it clearly. They actually said that the Ghost Wolf regiment was wiped out by this old man. Ha ha ha, what a joke. Yeah, just like that old man, I can beat him to the ground with one move. Chong Hao actually believed what this brat said. Ha ha ha. The members of the Silver Hammer team thought it was ridiculous. Captain Yinhammer's face was gloomy, feeling that things were not that simple. He couldn't see that Zhao Xing was lying. Chong Hao and others were not fools, they wouldn't believe it so easily, there must be other reasons for this. Captain, you don't believe it, do you? A team member found that Yinhammer's expression was wrong, so he asked. Silver Hammer didn't answer, but asked instead, do you think that this group of people are all stupid? If the Spirit Wolf group is not wiped out, what do you think will happen to these people? If the Spirit Wolf group is not wiped out, these rumor-mongers will definitely be wiped out. The team member said subconsciously, but he stopped abruptly in the middle of his words. Yes, these people are not fools. Isn't it courting death to spread rumors like this? Captain, is it true that the Ghost Wolf group is gone? The team member asked with a horrified expression, and couldn't help but praise Lin Shu. Silverhammer didn't answer. His eyes glanced at the trophies on the Spirit Wolf chariot. It's really too rich. There are even the gallbladder of the flame poison-tailed scorpion, the double-headed red fire python, and the spikes of the explosive flame lizard. These are all materials from the third-order beasts. And these materials can only be seen at a glance from the outside, and there may be some that cannot be seen inside. Silverhammer doesn't think that these are all picked up. If these are really the trophies of that old man, how strong is that old man? It must be stronger than the Spirit Wolf, and it is possible to destroy the entire Spirit Wolf group. The more he observed and thought, the more evidence Silver Hammer found, proving this incredible thing. Under the Silver Hammer, it's a pleasure to meet the old senior. Yin Hammer walked up, greeted Lin Shu, and then stretched out his hand. Well, hello, my name is Lin Shu. Lin Shu also responded politely, reached out and shook the Silver Hammer. What happened just now? I'm sorry, we misunderstood Chong Hao and the old senior. Our team has to go out to hunt fierce beasts, so let's leave here and invite everyone to dinner when we have a chance. Silver Hammer laughed. Then he took the team members into the chariot and left the hunting camp. It's all gone, gone. Chong Hao dispersed the crowd discussing nearby. Regardless of whether the Spirit Wolf group was destroyed by Lin Shu or not, he would not allow so many people to laugh at Lin Shu. I've been tired for a few days, let's go, next time I have a chance, I'll treat you all to a meal. Lin Shu said to Chong Hao and others. No matter how you say it, the people in this car are all going to save own. Although Lin Shu doesn't need to be rescued, he can't ignore this kindness. Okay, Mr. Lin Sr., then I'll go back first. The armored man nodded. At this moment, he spoke with Lin Shu very respectfully. Chong Hao, Zhao Zicheng and others greeted each other and left. In fact, they still have some doubts in their hearts, and they can answer them as long as they ask Lin Shu personally. However, they dare not ask, as if this is an offense to the strong. Lin Sr., it's better to sell our carload of materials as soon as possible. Zhao Xing made a suggestion. There are some materials, the quality will decrease if left for too long, and some materials need to be stored in a specific environment. Moreover, such a large cart of materials is not safe even if it is placed in the Nuo Jiao Jiao hunting camp, and it will be stolen, so it is better to dispose of it as soon as possible. Okay, I'll go with you, I have some materials that I can keep for use. Lin Shu nodded. The three of them rode the Spirit Wolf chariot and soon arrived at the Thunderblade Exchange. On the other side, the Silver Hammer team had already left the hunting camp. Team leader, why don't you ask that old man what happened to the Ghost Wolf regiment? Did he kill him? One member asked suspiciously. Captain Silverhammer is definitely qualified to ask this question. Don't ask, they didn't lie, the wolf group should be gone. This time, Silverhammer gave an affirmative answer. The team members were all shocked. Silverhammer was not sure before, and kept avoiding this question, why is he so sure all of a sudden? The Silverhammer slowly stretched out his right hand. The palm of the hand was trembling, and there were 5 clear fingerprints on the back of the hand. The team members were stunned, not understanding the meaning. But someone quickly realized that Yin Hammer shook Lin Shu's hand just now, and then Yin Hammer's hand became like this. It has not recovered until now, it is still trembling, and it can't even hold the water glass. A handshake has proved everything. The chariot quickly fell into silence. Outside the Thunderblade Exchange, when the Spirit Wolf chariot arrived, it immediately caused a commotion. The chariot of the Ghost Wolf Regiment. Get out of the way, don't get in the way, if you are missed by the Ghost Wolf group, you will be finished. My God, is this the strength of a top team? How much is such a large load of materials worth? There are many people near the exchange, some are passers-by, and some are like Lin Shu, driving a truck to sell materials. Many staff members of the Thunderblade Exchange stood cautiously aside and lined up, like treasure welcome personnel. They can receive ordinary hunters or teams, but they are not qualified to receive Spirit Wolf groups. I saw a middle-aged man walking out of the exchange quickly. It was Chen Song, the supervisor. In fact, he was still a little puzzled. After all, the Spirit Wolf group rarely came to the Thunderblade Exchange, so he didn't know why they came here with such a large cart of spoils today. When Chen Song saw the booty on the Ghost Wolf chariot, he was shocked and shocked. This is the strength and ostentation of the Spirit Wolf group. If I can get online with them, as long as I can mix a single, I will do it. At the same time, I can be among the top players. Sun Sikion, who was dressed in red, stared at the Spirit Wolf chariot with burning eyes. She happened to be here to help her employer sell materials. Yes, now is an opportunity. Sun Sikion's eyes lit up, thinking about how to get the attention of the Ghost Wolf group. At this time, the car door opened, and 3 people got out of it. Sun Sikion was suddenly dumbfounded, her eyes almost popped out, the plan conceived in her heart collapsed and could not be implemented. Zhao Xing, Zhao Yu, and that old. Sun Sikion blurted out. She never expected that Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu would actually get off the chariot of the Spirit Wolf group. How did they connect with the Spirit Wolf group? Sun Sikion immediately thought of Lin Shu. Lin Shu definitely knew people from the Spirit Wolf group. Sister Sun, are you also selling spoils here? Zhao Yu called Sun Sikion to say hello. Although Sun Sikion is a bit problematic, she is also one of their only acquaintances in the hunting camp. Chen Song, the director of Thunderblade Exchange, looked stunned. He originally thought that the one who got out of the car would be one of the leaders of the Spirit Wolf regiment. Chen Song walked towards Lin Shu, showing a bright smile. I really didn't expect that it was Mr. Lin who got off the Ghost Wolf chariot. Quick, please come inside. Chen Song welcomed Lin Shu, Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu in. Then he shouted to the staff outside, quickly, go and help Mr. Lin to count all the materials, no mistakes are allowed. Sun Siqing stood outside numbly. When Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu first came to be a supporter, she was still a senior and often educated them. Suddenly, Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu completely left her behind. The last time Zhao Xing, Zhao Yu and Lin Shu collaborated on an order that made Sun Siqian envious, but now Zhao Xing, Zhao Yu has done an even more amazing order. Inside the exchange, everyone was seated. Mr. Lin, are you familiar with Yulong? Chen Song asked with a smile. Otherwise, why would the Spirit Wolf Group hand over the spoils to Lin Shu? It is also because of Lin Shu that Thunderblade Exchange can acquire such a large amount of materials. Chen Song is very grateful to Lin Shu. Unfamiliar, and even contradictory. Lin Shu took a sip of tea. Chen Song was stunned. This answer was so unexpected that he didn't know how to answer it. Ha ha ha, Mr. Lin really knows how to joke. Chen Song laughed. In his opinion, if Lin Shu dared to make such a joke, he must have a strong relationship with Spirit Wolf. I have to take good care of myself. Maybe Lin Shu will handle all the spoils of the Spirit Wolf Group in the future, and Lin Shu will send them to the Thunderblade Exchange. Chen Song didn't know that Lin Shu was not joking, but was telling the truth. After 2 full hours, a staff member handed over a list to Chen Song. The list records all of Lin Shu's trophies, as well as the price. Chen Song flipped through several pages, feeling excited and thirsty. Mr. Lin, please choose the materials you want to keep. We are willing to pack them for you free of charge and provide suitable storage boxes. Chen Song smiled kindly. Then Lin Shu took a pen and ticked off the list. Unexpectedly, Lin Shu chose to keep all those high-quality and familiar materials. Chen Song didn't have any opinion on this, and he didn't dare to make Lin Shu feel unhappy in the slightest. If Lin Shu didn't sell him, he might lose his position as supervisor. All right, after Lin Shu made the selection, he handed the list to Chen Song. Chen Song glanced at it, and immediately asked his subordinates to deal with it. As long as it is checked by Lin Shu, immediately install it and put it on the Spirit Wolf chariot, and put all the others into the exchange warehouse. Mr. Lin, this time, the total value of the commodities you sold on the Thunderblade Exchange is 8.31 million star coins. Chen Song said excitedly. When he read the price, he couldn't help raising his voice a little bit. For such a large order, he also has a high commission. Okay, I'll still use the card from last time, Lin Shu said calmly. His feeling for star coins is weakening, because as long as Lin Shu wants to earn star coins, it's very simple, just keep building weapons. Lin Shu's going out this time is mainly to find materials that are difficult to sell in the practitioner store, to refine magma blood and to hone in actual combat. Making money is the most important thing. Chen Song immediately asked his men to withdraw money. After a while, Chen Song said with a smile, Mr. Lin, the money has already been deposited, thank you for trusting the Thunderblade Exchange, and look forward to your next visit. Lin Shu nodded and said, my chariot will be temporarily parked in your garage. Well, no problem, you can stop for as long as you want. Chen Song agreed, but he was a little surprised. Isn't this the chariot of the Ghost Wolf Regiment? Doesn't the Ghost Wolf Regiment have its own parking garage? Moreover, Lin Shu said that this is his own chariot. However, Chen Song didn't ask any further questions, and watched Lin Shu, Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu leave. Give me your card number so that I can pay you. Lin Shu looked at the siblings' CCBG. According to the agreement, 5% of the total profits from the spoils will be paid to the supporters. Calculated in this way, Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu can earn 450,000 star coins, which is an astonishing fortune for the two of them. Lin Sr., we can't ask for any more money from you. The benefits given to me by the senior have far exceeded our remuneration by several times, so we don't charge for this order. The siblings shook their heads and refused. Lin Shu doesn't like chirping, and pushing politely, since they insist on not wanting it, then forget it. Afterwards, Lin Shu treated the siblings to a hearty meal. These days of adventuring outside, you can only eat prepared dry food, which is definitely not as good as delicious food. The three feasted on their food, and then returned to their residences. Lin Shu went to a hotel, took a comfortable bath, and fell asleep. This trip was much more tiring than before. On the way, he was either refining tools or refining bones, and then going to the volcano to fight, and refining blood in the magma rain. 9 o'clock the next day. After Lin Shu got up and had breakfast, he practiced in his room. Refining the body into equipment is one aspect, and cultivation cannot be left behind. When fighting on the volcano before, Lin Shu felt that his own spirit power was not enough. If there were more enemies and the battle lasted longer, he would be in danger. I took out a strain of blood spiritual herbs and stuffed it into my mouth, and suddenly a hot current flowed through my whole body, replenishing my body's energy, and there was also a lot of spirit power essence. Lin Shu immediately ran the Lingyuan Gong and began to practice. Sure enough, the efficiency of cultivation has increased again. Lin Shu laughed. On the one hand, it is because the bones are refined into transcendent weapons, and the blood is raised to the level of spiritual weapons, which improves the absorption efficiency of Lin Shu's body to spiritual qi. The second is that fighting and killing can stimulate the body, squeeze the potential, and improve the efficiency of cultivation. At this moment, the spirit power value in Lin Shu's body is rising rapidly. He practiced for 3 full days before he felt that the speed of absorbing spiritual qi had returned to the normal level. It should be a little bit worse than an advanced practitioner. Lin Shu thought to himself. Cultivation itself is a very difficult thing. Even for some young people with talent, it takes several months for breakthrough from intermediate practitioner to advanced practitioner. And Lin Shu breakthrough intermediate practitioner only 10 days. After breaking through the senior practitioner here, go back to the city. Lin Shu made a decision. Every day after that, he practiced with blood spiritual herbs. As for the blood yang spirit flower, which is higher in grade and more valuable, can greatly improve physical fitness and boost spirit power, Lin Shu plans to take it when he wants to defeat the martial master. Every leap of a large realm is 10 times more difficult than a small realm. Especially for people of Lin Shu's age, it is even more difficult. High-quality elixir must be assisted to increase the success rate. While practicing, Lin Shu will also consider the subsequent plan for refining the body. After thinking about it for a while, Lin Shu decided that the next step is not to raise the black gold battle bone to the level of a spiritual weapon, but to refine the heart. His current strength is already very strong, and he can even easily kill 3rd-tier early-stage beasts in seconds, so the improvement of combat power is not so urgent. On the contrary, Lin Shu felt a little tired after releasing several magma cannons in succession during the battle. Obviously too much blood wasted. Refining the heart should be able to effectively improve the hematopoietic ability. Therefore, Lin Shu spent several hours deducing the blueprint of the heart refining scheme. There are 2 plans in total. They are the transcendent weapon, Iron Heart, and the spiritual weapon, Flame Heart Furnace. Afterwards, Lin Shu began to collect relevant materials. In a blink of an eye, 10 days passed. This day, Lin Shu suddenly felt that the flow of spirit power in his body accelerated, and the total amount of spirit power quickly increased to a level in a short period of time. He knew that he had broken through to become a senior practitioner. His spirit power value has increased a lot. My spirit power value has reached advanced practitioner. Lin Shu felt emotional. Once upon a time, a senior practitioner was an existence that he could not imagine, but now he can easily achieve it. You know, it's been less than a month since Lin Shu left the city to experience such a big improvement. How fast it is. If you have been cultivating comfortably in the city, you will definitely not have such efficiency. But now, it's time for Lin Shu to go back too. He has become a senior practitioner, the next realm is a junior martial master. This is a leap of the big realm, which is very difficult and cannot be successful in a short period of time. I don't know how many senior practitioners can't cross this threshold in their lifetime, so there is no rush. And Lin Shu has been out of the city for almost a month. The tempering is almost over, and he wants to go back to rest and relax. He also misses his 2 grandchildren a little bit, and doesn't know how they are doing. These 2 children are quite sensible, and I hope nothing will happen during my absence. Before returning to Kunyan City, Lin Shu found Zhao Xing, Zhao Yu, Chong Hao, Zhao Zicheng and others, and got together for a while. The group of people he got to know during this time out of the city is also one of Lin Shu's gains. In the restaurant, everyone sat around a table. Most people seem a little stiff and unnatural. On the contrary, Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu, who are the weakest, are the most casual and relaxed. Come on, Lin Senior, I, Tai Zhu, will toast you, you can do whatever you want. The armored man stood up and toasted. I also offer a toast to Lin Senior. Chong Hao's friends stood up to toast one by one, showing great respect. In fact, there is a reason for this. When returning to the hunting camp 10 days ago, what Lin Shu said in public, together with Zhao Xing's words, all hinted that the spirit wolf group has been destroyed. The instigator is Lin Shu. At that time, they were more or less doubtful, and several people thought it was impossible. But 10 days passed. They have inquired everywhere, but they have not found any traces of the spirit wolf group. All the members of the ghost wolf group seemed to have evaporated from the world and never appeared again. This is so abnormal. With the reputation of the ghost wolf group, they are the focus no matter where they go, as conspicuous as lights in the dark night. It is impossible for there to be no news for such a long time. And this kind of situation generally implies a result. Hunters who often wander outside the city know that it is death. So, Chong Hao and others have now completely believed Zhao Xing's words. The ghost wolf group was really wiped out by Lin Shu. Lin Shu is an unfathomable powerhouse. Although everyone knows Lin Shu's character, but when a person's strength reaches a certain level, it is difficult for them to maintain a normal state of mind. In the hearts of everyone, Lin Shu's status has been raised several levels. Lin Shu also tasted these things, but it doesn't matter. What other people do is other people's business. He just needs to be himself. Don't be so polite, sit down and drink. Lin Shu waved his hands again and again. When the dinner party was coming to an end, Lin Shu said, "After I finish this meal with you today, I will go back to Kunyan City, and I don't think I will leave the city for a while." Senior Lin is going back. It's Lin Senior's first time out of the city. After traveling for so long, it's time for him to take a good rest. Where does Senior Lin live? Let's visit you when we have time. Everyone said one after another. Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu were a little disappointed. Working with Lin Shu during this period was the most exciting and crazy experience in their lives, and it was also accompanied by surprises, happiness and growth. They were expecting Lin Shu to rest and continue to make another order. When they heard that Lin Shu was going to leave, the two felt a little bit sad. "If you really want to see me, the old man will naturally welcome you." Lin Shu reported the address. After the dinner, Lin Shu bid farewell to everyone. "Grandpa Lin, my brother and I will definitely visit you." Zhao Yu shouted. This time she did not call Lin Senior, but kindly called Grandpa Lin. Chong Hao, Tai Zhu, the long-haired woman and others looked at each other after watching Lin Shu leave. Tai Zhu couldn't help laughing suddenly. "Tai Zhu, what are you laughing at? Are you glad Lin Senior is gone?" asked the friend doubtfully. "I just remembered a funny thing. 10 days ago, we were thinking of rescuing Senior Lin, ha ha ha." Tai Zhu laughed out loud. When the others heard this, they blushed in embarrassment. At that time, it was heard that Lin Shu was being targeted by the Ghost Wolf group. Under Chong Hao's repeated pleas, they agreed to help and set off overnight to rescue Lin Shu. Unexpectedly, Lin Shu is a mysterious and unpredictable expert, and he single-handedly wiped out such a powerful spirit wolf group. It's really funny that these weak chickens want to save such a strong man. Chong Hao, you have to take the main responsibility for this matter. When will you treat the brothers to a meal? Sure, Chong Hao smiled and nodded in response. At this time, Zhao Yu, who was next to him, suddenly said in shock, "Brother, we forgot to return our spirit weapon to Grandpa Lin." "That's right, I went to eat dinner, how could I forget about it?" Zhao Xing patted his forehead. They were expecting to continue to make another order with Lin Shu, but they didn't expect that Lin Shu suddenly chose to return to the city, so they forgot about it. "What are you two talking about? Is Lin Senior's spirit weapon in your hands?" Tai Zhu asked. "The spirit weapon, that is the divine armament sharp weapon that neither he nor Chong Hao can afford. It is extremely sharp, and the attack comes with amazing spirit power damage, which can effectively break through the defense of the third-tier beasts." What kind of person is Lin Shu, who can destroy the spirit wolf group by himself, and it is only natural that he has a spiritual weapon. Tai Zhu was just curious, why did Lin Shu put such a precious spirit weapon here with Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu, so he wasn't afraid of losing these two little ones? "No, it's the spirit weapon made by Grandpa Lin for us, and we forgot to return it to him," Zhao Yu explained. Now, Chong Hao, Tai Zhu and the others were all stunned, their eyes widened, they couldn't believe it. Did they hear correctly? Lin Shu actually helped Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu each refine a spiritual weapon. That is a spiritual tool, the value is astonishing, even the top martial master can't afford it. But Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu, an intermediate practitioner, a junior practitioner, possessed a spiritual weapon. How can people believe this? Stinky boy, are you bragging again? There is really a magic weapon out there for me to see. Taizu opened his arms and asked to pinch Zhao Xing. Zhao Xing quickly dodged, took out a stick wrapped in a white cloth, and untied the white cloth. Immediately, a scarlet saber appeared in front of everyone. The smooth and flawless blade surface, the gleaming blade edge, and the blade body exude an astonishing spiritual pressure. I'm going, this is really a magic weapon. At this moment, Chong Hao, Taizu and everyone were deeply shocked, and they looked at this spiritual weapon with incomparable jealousy. Their eyes were hard to open. Stinky boy, hide it quickly, you don't want to die, you dare to take out such a treasure in the street. Taizu shouted immediately, it's what you want to see. Zhao Xing muttered, but the action is still very fast, it is better to be quick. Remember, don't take out this weapon lightly in the future. Taizu warned severely, and at the same time he was very envious of Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu. Unexpectedly, Lin Sr. is also a blacksmith who can refine spirit weapons. It's hidden. However, even if you are a master blacksmith, you won't give away spiritual weapons easily. Senior Lin is generous. Everyone didn't expect that Lin Shu's amazing identity was unintentionally revealed, and they respected him even more. As for the spiritual weapon in Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu's hands, although they were greedy, no one dared to do it. The Ghost Wolf group was wiped out by Lin Shu. How dare they provoke Lin Shu? On the other side, Lin Shu came to Thunderblade Exchange. Mr. Lin, the garage is here, please follow me. Chen Song personally brought Lin Shu to the garage. The Spirit Wolf chariot is parked here, and the materials that Lin Shu kept are all packaged. Director Chen, thank you, I'm leaving. Lin Shu said hello, started the chariot, drove out of the garage, and headed for the exit of the hunting camp. Point 0. What is the relationship between the Ghost Wolf Regiment and Mr. Lin Shu, so you can safely hand over the Ghost Wolf chariot to him? Manager Chen was a little curious. When he returned to the exchange, a subordinate ran over excitedly. Director Chen, I just heard a lot of people say that the entire army of the Spirit Wolf group has been wiped out, and they are all dead. How is this possible? Isn't Shongshe less 8 trigrams during work and one more order of business? Chen Song reprimanded his subordinates. The Ghost Wolf group is completely wiped out. Just kidding, how is this possible? But next, when Chen Song was receiving other guests, he often heard voices talking about the destruction of the Spirit Wolf group. Is it true? Chen Song was secretly startled. As soon as Lin Shu drove the Ghost Wolf chariot out, the Ghost Wolf group was completely wiped out. Did Lin Shu die too? Isn't this too unfortunate? What happened to the Ghost Wolf group? I heard some people say that the Ghost Wolf group has been wiped out. Is this true? Chen Song asked customers. We're not sure, but the members of the Ghost Wolf group haven't shown up for many days, and there's no news at all. There are also rumors outside that the Ghost Wolf group is gone. I've heard people say that the one who wiped out the Spirit Wolf group was a centenarian. Director Chen, there are a lot of people coming and going here, have you seen any centenarians? Several customers said. Chen Song was completely shocked. Was the Ghost Wolf group wiped out by one person, or a 100-year-old man? Is this real? When mentioning centenarians, a figure naturally appeared in Chen Song's mind. Lin Shu. Boom. Chen Song's mind exploded, setting off a monstrous wave. He suddenly remembered that when he asked Lin Shu if he had a good relationship with the Ghost Wolf group, Lin Shu could not answer well, and there were conflicts. At that time, Chen Song thought that Lin Shu was joking. He thought that Lin Shu had a good relationship with the Ghost Wolf group, so the Ghost Wolf group was relieved to hand over the spoils and chariot to Lin Shu. Could it be that I misunderstood myself? Is what Lin Shu said true? He had a conflict with the Ghost Wolf group, so he destroyed the Ghost Wolf group. Hiss. Chen Song gasped, and suddenly felt his scalp go numb. Director Chen, what's wrong with you? Several customers noticed that Chen Song was suddenly stunned, and shouted quickly. In the hunting camp, there were more and more discussions about the destruction of the Spirit Wolf group. In fact, this kind of discussion should not exist, because the strength of the Spirit Wolf group is too strong, it is almost impossible to wipe out the entire army. But, there has been no news from the Ghost Wolf group for more than 10 days, which is too abnormal. After all, with the reputation of the Spirit Wolf Group, they are always the focus no matter where they go. As conspicuous as lights in the dark night, it is impossible that there will be no news for such a long time. Moreover, this rumor did not come from any cat or dog, but from within the Silver Hammer Group, which possessed certain authority. There is a saying that goes well, the one who knows you best may be your enemy. In the past few days, many members of the Silver Hammer Group have held several celebration banquets. No way, the Ghost Wolf Group is really wiped out. What kind of terrifying existence did they provoke? Out in the wilderness, it's getting more and more dangerous. After a few more years of work, I'll just go home and take care of myself. Don't you guys know, it's a centenarian, the destroyed Ghost Wolf Group. I heard that the Ghost Wolf Group targeted the old man, but the old man killed him instead. I'm going, is this true? Who is that old man? What does he look like? I am afraid when I see old people now, and I have to take a detour. Throughout the hunting camp, can be heard everywhere to discuss this matter. The Ghost Wolf Group had a great reputation in the first place, and they were unscrupulous and domineering. Many people didn't like it, but they didn't dare to say anything. And now an old man appeared, who annihilated the Ghost Wolf Group in a fit of rage. Many people clapped their hands and applauded, but at the same time, they also listed this mysterious old man as a more vicious and brutal taboo existence that must not be provoked. At the same time, they are also looking for this mysterious old man everywhere. At least they need to know what this old man looks like, so that they can be careful when they encounter it in the future. Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu's good friend Sun Siqian also learned about this incident. The entire army of the Spirit Wolf Group has been wiped out. Sun Siqian looked happy, Bai Kai. Because Zhao Xing Zhao Yu had a relationship with the Ghost Wolf Group before, which made her envious, even jealous. Now that Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu's backer is gone, their identities are equal again. But right after, Sun Siqian learned that the one who wiped out the Ghost Wolf Group was a mysterious centenarian. Sun Siqian immediately thought of Lin Shu, and her face instantly turned pale. No, it can't be that old Mr. Lin did it. Sun Siqian murmured in shock. She originally thought that Zhao Xing and Zhao Yu used Lin Shu to join the Ghost Wolf Group. Unexpectedly, Lin Shu is their real backer. Even the Ghost Wolf Group was wiped out by Lin Shu. This is downright terrifying. 2 days later, Lin Shu drove the Spirit Wolf chariot back to Kunyan City. When going out, Lin Shu took the bus, but when he came back, he got such a domineering chariot, which attracted people's attention. This tank looks so cool. I don't know which big man has returned from the wilderness. I know, I went outside to hunt ferocious beasts before. This is the army of the Wolf Regiment. The Spirit Wolf Group is a top-level team. There are dozens of experts in total. The strongest leader, Spirit Wolf, is even a top martial master. Wow, top martial master. Wherever Lin Shu's chariot passed, passers-by on both sides of the road were attracted and talked a lot. All other passing vehicles give way. This chariot, because of its high profile. It's not bad to experience this feeling once in a while, but if you are surrounded by people watching and talking about it every day, you will be very upset. Lin Shu didn't drive home in the chariot, which was too big to drive in. He decides to buy a garage. Not that kind of underground garage, but a separate empty building to use as a garage. A month ago, when Lin Shu was refining burning blood in the blacksmith shop, he accidentally set the whole blacksmith shop on fire, causing a fire and causing a lot of commotion. Afterwards, Lin Shu decided to prepare a special place for tempering his body to prevent this kind of situation from happening again. Just right. Buy a large warehouse, park chariots, temper your body, and serve 2 purposes at once. Just buy one close to home, so you don't have to travel too far. Lin Shu also knew the situation near his home very well, and soon found an abandoned warehouse, and the surrounding area was also desolate, with no people there. In this way, Lin Shu will temper his body in the future. Even if he makes a lot of noise, he doesn't have to worry too much. Since there is not a good location near Lin Shu's house, the price is not expensive, so I bought it for 50,000 star coins. The warehouse has more than 300 square meters, complete with supporting facilities, and even monitoring. Lin Shu is very satisfied. Parked the chariot in the warehouse, where the precious materials were also placed, locked the gate, and Lin Shu set foot on the route home. It feels like I haven't been home for a long time. I don't know how those two little guys are doing. They probably haven't finished school at this point. I'll go back and prepare a surprise for them." Lin Shu laughed. "Brother, get up and eat." Little sister Lin Xiaoshui knocked on her brother Lin Xiaofei's door. A few minutes later, Lin Xiaofei pushed the door expressionlessly and walked out, and sat on the dining table dully. He took a few mouthfuls of rice and suddenly put down his chopsticks. "This side is not as delicious as Grandpa's. Sister, I'm full, I'm going out." Lin Xiaofei got up and was about to leave. "Brother, where are you going?" Lin Xiaoshui followed immediately, for fear that Lin Xiaofei would do something wrong on impulse. "I'm going to find Grandpa, he must be alive." Lin Xiaofei clenched his fists tightly, with a look of grief, indignation and pain on his face. "Brother, you have been looking for it for so many days, but you can't find it, Grandpa. He is dead." Lin Xiaoshui didn't hold back when she heard the word Grandpa, her eyes became moist. A month ago, people from Tianyuofeng paid a surprise visit and told them that their grandfather, Lin Shu, was probably dead. At that time, Lin Xiaoshui and Lin Xiaofei didn't believe it, and even thought they were liars. Because Grandpa just spoke to them on the phone. On the phone, Grandpa said that he had to go out for a while and might not be able to come back in a short time, so he also transferred a sum of money to Lin Xiaofei's card. Grandpa was obviously fine, why did he die suddenly? But Lin Xiaofei and Lin Xiaoshui called Lin Shu again, but they couldn't get through. Afterwards, the people from Tianyuofeng told them about Lin Shu's blacksmith shop being burned, and that Lin Shu was the nameless master blacksmith who forged the perfect transcendent weapon. And Lin Shu's identity may be known by the hostile forces Tianbinj and Sword Hall. They took the first step and wanted to kidnap Lin Shu to work for their own forces, or kill him directly to curb the growth of Tianyuofeng. As for that phone call, it may be that Lin Shu was in danger. Before he died, he made the last phone call with his grandchildren. In order to reassure them, he did not tell the truth. Otherwise, why didn't Lin Shu say where he went and what he did? How soon did he come back? But Lin Xiaofei and Lin Xiaoshui still didn't believe it. They looked for Lin Shu everywhere, and searched all the places where Lin Shu had been, but there was no clue. They called Lin Shu every day, but they didn't get through until yesterday. Almost a month. No news at all. Lin Xiaofei and Lin Xiaoshui gradually felt that Grandpa might really died. 2 days ago, the people from Tianyuofeng also called and told them that if they want to organize a funeral for Lin Shu, they can leave it to them. Lin Xiaofei stopped in his tracks and stood still, eyes closed. After a little while, Lin Xiaofei opened his blood-red moist eyes, and said with murderous intent, "Tianbinj, I, Lin Xiaofei, will definitely avenge my grandfather." According to Tianyuofeng's investigation, that day near Lin Shu's blacksmith shop, there were figures of people from Tianbinj, and it is very likely that they were the ones who did it. But Tianbinj has always refused to admit it, and Tianyuofeng has no direct evidence, so there is no way. In the past month, there have been several scolding battles between Yinhuofeng and Tianbinj. "Boy, don't worry, with my help, you will definitely be able to become a generation of powerhouses, and then you can easily conquer the Tianbing Pavilion and avenge your grandfather." A voice that only Lin Xiaofei could hear sounded. This is exactly the mysterious ghost that Lin Xiaofei channeled. Since learning the news of his grandfather's death, Lin Xiaofei has been sad and self-closing, but he has not fallen behind in his cultivation, and even worked harder, not afraid of hardship. There is also a deep cooperation between him and the mysterious ghost. It is precisely because of this that Lin Xiaofei's strength has grown by leaps and bounds recently. He has already become a practitioner, and he is not far from intermediate practitioner. He originally planned to give Grandpa a surprise after becoming a practitioner. Unexpectedly, there will be no such opportunity again. "Brother, let's help Grandpa with the funeral," Lin Xiaoshui said. "Going on like this is not an option. Hold a funeral, set up a grave, and let Grandpa rest in peace. When I miss my grandfather, I go to the cemetery to worship." Lin Xiaofei sighed heavily. "Then shall we go to buy a coffin or an urn?" Lin Xiaofei asked. They are too young to have any experience in this field. After discussion, it was decided to buy an urn, burn the clothes of Grandpa's life to ashes, and put them in the urn as a substitute. "Okay, I'll go and choose a better feng shui cemetery nearby. Lin Xiaofei said. But at this moment, the yin door was pushed open. Why didn't you two go to school? Could it be that you skipped class while I was away? Also, what coffin urn cemetery are you talking about? Who died? Lin Shu pushed the door and entered, staring at the two grandsons. Today is not a holiday. At this time, they should be in school. Why are they all stuck at home? In his absence, these two guys really became presumptuous. They didn't even go to school, they were too courageous. And, they're still talking about the coffin graveyard or something. There are only 3 people in the family, grandparents and grandchildren, and there are no other relatives. The conversation between Lin Xiaoshui and Lin Xiaofei came to an abrupt end, and the two of them stared blankly at the door, their eyes wide open, and a look of panic gushed out. Chapter 71. Lin Xiaoshui and Lin Xiaofei stood still like sculptures, with their eyes wide open, staring at Lin Shu, with a look of shock and fear on their faces. Grandfather, isn't Grandpa dead? How would it appear here? They are both going to buy an urn for Grandpa, buy a cemetery, and hold a funeral. In the end, Zhang's father suddenly appeared in front of them. Could it be that they were hallucinating? Or, is it a ghost? Lin Shu knew that the two grandsons skipped school while he was away, and now he was caught by him, and he was so scared that he couldn't even speak. Tell me, what's the matter with you talking about coffins and cemeteries? Who wants to hold a funeral? Lin Shu is curious about this. Teenagers, how to discuss these things. If someone really died, it would be excusable to ask for leave and stay at home. I'll do it for you. Lin Xiaofei blurted out. Stinky boy, what did you say? Lin Shu frowned, his face darkened, and his volume increased a bit. These two little guys are too courageous, right? I have only been away for a month, and I have to hold a funeral for myself. See if I don't teach you a lesson today. Lin Shu was furious, looking like he was going to beat someone up. After speaking, he rushed to his room, found a cane in the corner, and then came to Fei and Lin Xiaoshui. The two looked at Lin Shu blankly, not knowing what to say for a moment. When he saw the rattan, Lin Xiaofei suddenly woke up a little bit, his eyelids twitched slightly, obviously frightened. When he was young, he was ignorant, too naughty, often got into trouble, and was often whipped by this thing. Grandpa, are you not dead? 22 Lin Xiaofei stared at the rattan in shock, took a few steps towards retreat, and then asked a little excitedly. Stinky boy, you still cursed me to death. It seems that during my absence, your skin is really itchy and short of twitching. After speaking, Lin Shu waved the cane and slapped Lin Xiaofei's thigh. Of course, Lin Shu didn't use any force at all, but just put on a show to show that he was very angry. Snapped. Lin Xiaofei's thigh shrank and felt real pain. After smoking for a while, Lin Shu is about to try again. Flutter. Lin Xiaoshui suddenly threw herself into Lin Shu's arms and hugged his waist tightly. With the real touch and warm body, Lin Xiaoshui was sure that Lin Shu was alive and not dead, so she burst into tears. Lin Shu was taken aback for a moment, a little bit at a loss. Didn't I just whip your elder brother with no force at all, so you don't have to cry like this, do you? You still hug him and stop beating your elder brother. It seems that the relationship between the siblings is really good. Lin Shu rolled his eyes at Lin Xiaofei, put down the cane, and comforted his granddaughter. I won't beat you, don't cry, it won't look good if your eyes are swollen from crying. Lin Xiaofei still looked at Lin Shu warily. He is much more mature than little sister. He did not easily believe everything in front of him, but asked the ghost, is this really my grandfather? Or is it a ghost, your kind? He is a living person. From the breath, he is indeed your grandfather. Mysterious Ghost Road. Lin Xiaofei put down his guard completely, and smiled at the corner of his mouth. Grandpa, I know I was wrong, as long as you are fine, don't be angry, why don't you whip me a few more times? Lin Xiaofei smiled happily, and even wanted to be whipped a few times, I feel. Hey, are you provocative? Lin was so angry that he couldn't beat him, the kid actually let himself beat him. But Lin Shu soon discovered the abnormality of his grandson and granddaughter, and after questioning patiently, he learned that they thought he was dead. Who said that? Lin Shu was furious. Did she fabricate such a lie to her grandson? After Lin Xiaoshui and Lin Xiaofei explained what happened, Lin Shu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. When the blacksmith shop was on fire, he accidentally set it on fire while testing, burning blood, and no one came to murder him. And when he suddenly disappeared, he went to hunt fierce beasts outside the city, looking for plasma fruit and lava beast unicorn. In order not to worry his grandchildren, he did not tell the truth. Unexpectedly, such a misunderstanding was made. Tianyuofeng really knows how to make up brains this day. Lin Shu was speechless. If it weren't for Tianyuofeng, the grandchildren would definitely not think that he was dead, nor would they be so sad, and they would have to hold a funeral for him. It's also fortunate that I came back in time, otherwise I would have seen my own tombstone and spiritual tablet when I came back. Grandpa, don't blame Tianyuofeng, they are also worried about you, thinking that something unexpected happened to you. Besides, during your absence, Tianyuofeng gave us a lot of compensation, a full 500,000 star coins. They also used their connections to transfer us to Kunyan City No. 1 school, the best martial Dao class, and helped us pay the tuition fees in advance. Lin Xiaoshui said, she is a kind person, took advantage of Tianyuofeng, and knew that Tianyuofeng was not intentional, so it was difficult to hate Tianyuofeng. Lin Shu nodded slightly. When most companies encounter this situation, I am afraid that they will not be able to achieve the level of Tianyuofeng. Lin Shu looked at the noodles on the table and said, go, Grandpa will take you out for a good meal. So, the family of 3 came to a nearby restaurant for a meal. That old man. Near the neighborhood, there was a man in a peaked cap who looked at Lin Shu in shock. Could this old man be Blacksmith Lin Shu? He's not dead. The man in the cap immediately made a call to Tianbinj. Tianyuofeng believed that Lin Shu's death was caused by Tianbinj. Tianbinj really felt wronged. They had never done this, and at the same time they also thought that Lin Shu might not be dead yet, so they sent people to watch Lin Shu's community. After the meal, under Lin Shu's urging, Lin Xiaoshui and Lin Xiaofei went to school. Lin Shu did not go home, but came to the market, spent a lot of money to buy a set of top-level forging equipment, and had someone send it to his own warehouse. In this way, the warehouse became Lin Shu's private refining room. Okay, everything is ready, let's start refining the heart. Lin Shu looked expectant. Refining the heart, how incredible this sounds. Any practitioner or forging master will think Lin Shu is a lunatic and a psychopath after hearing this. The heart is the central organ of the human body, the most important thing. If there is a slight mistake, it will be dead. In fact, refining the heart is also dangerous for Lin Shu. But he has already embarked on this road, and it is impossible to turn back. Moreover, after refining skin, muscles, blood, and bones, his refining skills have reached a very advanced level, and he has confidence in himself. There are 2 heart refining blueprints, namely the transcendent weapon, steel heart, and the spiritual weapon, flame heart furnace. Heart of steel is just a transcendent weapon. Most of the materials are first rank and second rank. Lin Shu collected them when he was in the hunting camp. The materials for flame heart furnace are almost lacking. Lin Shu is not in a hurry, he can look for it slowly. Light the fire and start the stove. Lin Shu took out many materials from the spirit wolf chariot and processed them in different ways. After, he took out a small knife and cut On's palm, and suddenly the magma blood flowed out, and the flames were still burning. Lin Shu immediately took a metal bottle and poured out a small pile of silver blue powder. I saw the magma blood slowly devouring the silver blue powder. Blood circulates throughout the body and eventually flows into the heart. Therefore, one of the best ways to temper the heart is to continuously temper it through the blood. If it is ordinary blood, then there is no way to do it, and it is possible to die from poisoning due to swallowing these powders. But Lin Shu's magma blood is completely fine, it may even be too violent, causing damage to the heart. So Lin Shu needs to calm down and control the blood wholeheartedly. At the same time, he also took a bottle of liquid medicine, which is made from the gallbladder of the ice snake, which can effectively protect the heart. When the blood containing the silver blue powder flowed into the heart, Lin Shu's heart suddenly became extremely hot, and there was an itching and tingling sensation. Boom, boom, boom. The heartbeat couldn't help speeding up, and it was even stronger, as if he felt a crisis. From the position of Lin Shu's chest, even a faint rise and fall was observed. The first day passed. Lin Shu's intuitive feeling is that the beating heart is more energetic. And the next day, Lin Shu could feel a more intense change. In the past, when blood of magma flowed into the heart, it would burn and hurt, and a little carelessness would damage the heart. But now the heart seems to be stronger and it doesn't hurt so much anymore. Lin Shu can even control the speed of his heartbeat. When his heartbeat is slow, his body temperature will drop, and his whole body will be calmer than usual. When the heart beats faster, the blood flow in the body accelerated, and magma blood seemed to become more manic. Third day, Lin Shu took out one main material, named silver steel liquid, which is a liquid metal that is easily absorbed by the body, but it is also highly toxic. If ordinary people accidentally inhale silver steel liquid, they will be poisoned instantly, their face will turn blue and black, and they will die suddenly if they cannot get effective treatment within a day. And now, Lin Shu wants to incorporate this highly toxic metal into the human heart. How crazy and daring this is! But everything went smoothly without any accidents. Fourth day, the tempering of the heart has come to an end. Today Lin Shu mainly nourishes the heart. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully forging the perfect transcendent weapon and getting the most value of 500 energy. It worked. Lin Shu breathed a sigh of relief and smiled happily. Although he has self-confidence, but after all, refining the heart, there are still certain risks. He immediately opened the personal panel. Host: Lin Shu. Realm: Advanced Practitioner. Energy value: 500. Weapon fire: Purifying Holy Fire LV4. Equipment: Red Gold Flame Skin Rare Spiritual Weapon, Steel Bear Body Excellent Spiritual Weapon, Magma Blood Perfect Spiritual Weapon, Black Gold Battle Bone Perfect Transcendent Weapon, Steel Heart Perfect Transcendent Weapon. Perfect quality: Heart of Iron. I don't know what effect it has. Feeling the powerful beating of his heart, Lin Shu suddenly activated this transcendent weapon. Boom, boom, boom. Immediately, a dull sound like drumming came from Lin Shu's body. Boom, boom, boom. The heart in Lin Shu's body made a powerful beating sound, like the sound of war drums, which was exciting, and the fighting spirit soared. He suddenly felt a warm current erupting from his heart and rushing all over his body. In this state, Lin Shu packs a punch. Boom. He felt that On's punch was stronger than usual, and he punched the air with a loud cracking sound. With a light leap, he flew several meters into the air and touched the roof of the warehouse. In fact, Lin Shu could jump higher, but that would pierce the roof, so he deliberately suppressed it. After some tests, Lin Shu came to the conclusion: when I activate Heart of Iron, my explosive power is stronger, whether it is the explosion of attack or the explosion of speed. In addition, vitality and physical strength should be improved. And the defense of the heart. The human body is fragile, and once it is injured in many places, it is extremely fatal, and it may even cause sudden death on the spot. The heart is one of the fatal points. But now, Lin Shu's heart has been refined into steel heart, and his defense power has been greatly improved. Based on this point alone, Heart of Steel is not at a loss, because Lin Shu lost a fatal point. I don't know what will happen now that I have been stabbed in the heart. Although curious, Lin Shu will not try. Even if you can't die, it must be uncomfortable. Okay, let's test Heart of Steel's enhancement to Magma Blood. Lin Shu activated the two pieces of equipment at the same time. He immediately felt that under the beating of the Heart of Steel, the viscous magma blood became hotter and more turbulent, and its flow speed accelerated. Originally, after Lin Shu's blood was refined into magma blood due to changes in density, weight, etc., the flow speed slowed down a lot, but now under the effect of Steel Heart, the flow speed has returned, and it is even faster. When the flow speed of magma blood becomes faster, it can explode faster, and the long-range attack method, Magma Cannon, can be faster and farther away. This is the first stage promotion. Buzzing. Lin Shu mobilized the magma blood in his body and gathered it into a magma fireball in his palm. The magma fireball rotates slowly, and the dark red blood flame burns violently. As time passed, more and more blood gushed out from Lin Shu's body and merged into this fireball. The fireball is getting bigger and bigger, from the size of a fist, to the size of a basketball, to the size of a chair, and finally to the size of a water tank. The magma fireball, the size of a water tank, with a diameter of more than 1 meter, exudes astonishing energy and violent dark red blood flames, reflecting the warehouse of 300 to 400 square meters in red. The temperature soars, and the line of sight is distorted. You must know that every drop of magma is the blood of Shu's own. How many liters of blood is needed for a magma fireball with a diameter of more than 1 meter? As a normal person, even if he was squeezed into juice, he would not be able to squeeze out so much water, let alone so much blood. It is simply unimaginable. The key is, Lin Shu mobilized so many magma blood, he still looks like a normal person. If he had done it before, he would definitely be exhausted, his face would turn pale, and he would feel as if his body had been sucked out. As I expected, after refining the heart, the hematopoietic ability will improve, and I will be able to use magma blood more boldly. Nowadays, the magma blood of the perfect spiritual tool is Lin Shu's strongest method, and now magma blood has an additional, assistant nurse, so it is naturally stronger. Then try my limit state. Lin Shu continues to mobilize magma blood. Buzzing. Dark red hot magma seeps out from his body continuously, merging into the giant magma mass in front of him. A few more minutes passed. The giant magma cluster in front of Lin Shu has a diameter of more than 3 meters, and it is afraid that it can fit a small truck. At this point, Lin Shu felt a little powerless. But let him make some more, it can still be done. Gurgling. With a wave of Lin Shu's arm, the huge magma ball in front of him rolled and twisted in an instant, turning into a 10-meter-long magma dragon, flying and dancing in the air, exuding an incomparable and terrifying coercion. If this move hits the enemy, the consequences will be unimaginable. Lin Shu was secretly shocked. This 10-meter-long magma dragon returned to Lin Shu, wrapped him up, and then slowly melted into Lin Shu's body. The amount of magma blood has been greatly increased, and its power should also increase. Lin Shu said, "This is just a transcendent weapon, steel heart. If it is refined into a spiritual weapon, blazing heart furnace, what will it be like then?" Lin Shu looked forward to it. However, to refine raging flame heart furnace, the first thing to do is the issue of materials. The materials required for flame heart furnace are no less than those required for refining magma blood. Currently, there are still 3 materials missing, namely the golden heartstone, the fire cloud diamond, and the heart of the Tianyan Libao. Gold heartstone and fire cloud diamond are third-rank spiritual mines with extremely high value. Pay more attention to the market and practitioner store, you should be able to buy them. But Tianyan leopard's heart is somewhat difficult. Tianyan Libao is a terrifying beast with top speed among the third-order beasts. The Tianyan Libao running at full speed can reach the speed of sound. The reason why Tianyan Libao can have such a fast speed is that apart from its strong physique, its heart is very powerful and can burst out extremely terrifying energy. It is said that someone has specially studied the heart of Tianyan Libao. It can beat 1,000 times a minute, it is simply a super engine. The Tianyan Libao is extremely difficult to hunt. Even if several great masters try to kill it, they may not be able to succeed, because its speed is too fast. If it were Lin Shu, even if he knew the location of a Tianyan leopard now, he might not be able to hunt it successfully. If you really can't find the heart of Tianyan Libao, you can only use an alternative plan. Lin Shu thought to himself. There are many substitutes for Tianyan Libao's heart, but if you use substitutes, the quality of the final product, Leon Heart Furnace, may be worse. Lin Shu walked out of the warehouse, closed and locked the door, and went home. When he first arrived at the gate of the community, Lin Shu found a luxury stretch car parked here. At the 4 corners of the car, there are 4 senior practitioners in suits and sunglasses standing guard. The people passing by nearby talked a lot, but they didn't dare to approach it in the slightest. This car is worth 300,000 to 400,000 star coins, and if ordinary people scratch or touch it, they can lose their fortunes. Of course, the deterrence of the 4 senior practitioners was also one of the reasons. In the community where Lin Shu lives, the number of practitioners can be counted on 2 hands, and there are no senior practitioners, but in front of the owner of this car, the senior practitioners are just standing guard and laying out the purpose. Lin Shu glanced at it, didn't pay attention, and prepared to go home and cook. But suddenly, the door of the car opened, and a middle-aged man with a short hair came out from inside. "Mr. Lin, is that you?" The middle-aged man with an inch head shouted. "Find me." Lin Shu stopped, with a puzzled look on his face. "Master Lin Shu, it's really you. I'm from Tianyuofeng. The people above sent me to pick you up. I have something important to discuss with you." The middle-aged kudu looked very excited, and opened the rear door after speaking, and invited Lin Shu to enter. My grandson is out of school soon, I have to prepare dinner, tomorrow. Lin Shu looked at the time and said, it's okay, just go, soon. I can send someone to guard here, wait for your grandson to leave school, and arrange for them to eat at a nearby high-end restaurant. The middle-aged man smiled. Oh well, Lin Shu got into the car. He also wanted to talk to the people from Tianyuofeng. The first is to explain the matter of his death clearly. If it weren't for Tianyuofeng's brain power, he wouldn't have made such a big misunderstanding. Almost, Lin Shu could see his own tombstone when he came back. The second is to talk about the contract I signed with Tianyuofeng before. Now Lin Shu is not short of money and wants to terminate the contract. Third, I would like to thank Tianyuofeng for taking care of my grandson during this time. Tianyuofeng thought he was dead, so he gave Lin Xiaofei a large amount of compensation, and also helped them transfer to the best school, the best martial Dao class for free. It is natural to express gratitude for being favored by others. After Lin Shu got into the car, he found that there was still a person sitting in the back seat of the car, wearing sunglasses, like a sculpture, motionless. There was an invisible killing intent exuding from this person, and one could see that he had experienced many battles and his strength was impressive. Lin Shu also noticed that this person had a martial master belt around his waist. This is Wang Dao, a top martial master. With him on this trip, the road will be much safer. The inch-cut man introduced it. Mr. Lin, where did you go during the time you disappeared? Then the inch-cut man asked. Go outside the city to hunt ferocious beasts. Lin Shu didn't hide anything. The inch-cut man was taken aback, and the martial master named Wang Dao also moved slightly, and looked at Lin Shu a few times. Mr. Lin, aren't you a blacksmith? Why are you taking risks to hunt ferocious beasts? The inch-cut man was very puzzled. Under normal circumstances, a blacksmith spends his entire life studying forging and improving his own skills in exchange for money, connections, and rights. There is no need for them to take risks at all, to hunt and kill beasts, and to increase their combat experience. These will only delay their improvement of forging skills. Therefore, the blacksmith's combat power is very weak, and it is the bottom of the same rank. Some young and strong practitioners can even leapfrog to challenge older blacksmiths. Not to mention that at Lin Shu's age, he didn't know how his combat power would decline. And as far as he knew, Lin Shu should only be a junior practitioner, and if his combat power declines seriously, there really isn't much room for him to decline. At most 10 points stronger than ordinary people. This kind of strength goes out of the city, isn't that delivering food to the beast? A few materials are missing, so I went out of the city to look for them. Lin Shu said lightly. Oh, Mr. Lin is missing any materials, you can tell us later, we will definitely get it for you. The inch-cut man laughed. Lin Shu nodded slightly, glanced out the window, and said, isn't this the way to Tianyuofeng? Lin Shu glanced out the window and said, isn't this the way to Tianyuofeng? As soon as he finished speaking, Wang Dao's face changed slightly, and the killing intent emanating from his body became stronger, but quickly subsided. The inch-cut man was stunned for a moment, then smiled and said, we are going to build a new branch in Tianyuofeng, and the high-level people are waiting for Master Lin there. This kind of poor acting skills and lies can only deceive young people. If you want to deceive me, you should invite a professional actor, preferably an old actor. Lin Shu shook his head faintly. The inch-cut man's face turned cold. Is my acting so bad? Can't even fool a centenarian. Hee, Mr. Lin has sharp eyesight. It is true that this car is not going to Tianyuofeng, but it is the same no matter where it is going. Because you have no right to get off the car, you can only walk with us. The inch-cut man stopped pretending. Wang Dao, who was sitting next to Lin Shu, also stopped pretending. A terrifying killing intent spread, and his momentum suddenly changed, like a bloodthirsty beast in human form. His eyes are fixed on Lin Shu. As long as there is any change in Lin Shu, he will immediately suppress it. Lin Shu had no expression on his face, as if he didn't feel anything. It's not that he can't feel it, but that he doesn't feel it. When Lin Shu was practicing outside the city, the aura of the third-order beasts he encountered was many times more terrifying than this Wang Dao. The leader of the Ghost Wolf group, Ghost Wolf, is also far stronger than this Wang Dao. And no matter whether it was a third-tier ferocious beast or a ghost wolf, Lin Shu easily killed them all. As for why Lin Shu didn't resist, he also wanted to see who was behind the scenes. As the saying goes, when weeds are cut, we must get rid of the roots in order to eliminate future troubles forever. Otherwise, after solving this little one, a big one will come in a few days, and another wave of people will come in a few days. It will not be annoying to death. Hee, it's quite interesting. Seeing that Lin Shu stopped talking and didn't resist, the man with the cropped head nodded in satisfaction. In his opinion, Lin Shu must have been intimidated by Wang Dao's aura, and he dared not move, resist, or even speak. After a while, the car stopped. "Please, Master Lin," the inch-cut man said. After Lin Shu got off the car, he looked around. This place should be on the outskirts of Kunyan City. The surrounding area is a bit desolate, very dirty, and there is an abandoned building in front of it. On the rooftop on the top of the building, there are 6 or 7 figures looking down. It seems that everything is going well. People brought it. A man in a suit laughed, and then he made another call, saying, "Look, is there anyone following you? If you find any suspicious vehicles or people, inform me immediately." After speaking, the man in the suit looked at a middle-aged man in a black and gold robe. He had an extraordinary temperament and his eyes were as sharp as eagle eyes. His robe dances with the wind, and there is a lifelike 5-clawed golden dragon tattooed on his back, showing his domineering demeanor. "Von Great Master, I have asked, they are not being followed." The man in the suit smiled flatteringly. After Feng Yuqing heard this, he smiled and said, "Tianyuofeng's ability to handle affairs is too poor. This time, it's our turn to take them into the army." Soon, the inch-cut man took Lin Shu to the rooftop. Behind Lin Shu is Wang Dao and 4 other senior practitioners. After successfully sending Lin Shu up, Wang Dao and the 4 senior practitioners did not guard Lin Shu and retreated to the edge of the rooftop. "Feng Great Master, Lin Shu is here." The inch-cut man stepped aside after speaking. Immediately, everyone on the rooftop looked at Lin Shu in unison, either in a relaxed and comfortable manner, or looking up and down curiously, or with indifferent expressions. Lin Shu is also looking at this group of people. "I don't know any of them. Then why are these people coming to find fault with Own?" Lin Shu's gaze fell on Feng Yuqing, who was the tallest person in the cultivation base realm here. "Are you Master Lin Shu who forged 2 perfect transcendent weapons?" Feng Yuqing looked Lin Shu up and down, looking a little surprised. Although it is stated in the information obtained before, this Master Lin Shu is a centenarian. But the high-level people of Tianbing Pavilion still don't believe it. 100-year-old man, even if he can't even swing a hammer and can't see clearly, can actually forge CCBJ, a transcendent perfect weapon. This is a bit fake. At that time, some people believed that Tianyuofeng must have spread false news in order to confuse them. When I saw it today, it was true that I didn't mention it. "It's me, what are you doing?" Lin Shu asked. He had vaguely guessed that the origin of this group of people should come from the other 2 forging forces in Kunyan City. Their purpose is also obvious, it is for Lin Shu's forging skills. At first, when Lin Shu forged the first transcendent perfect weapon and earned 1 million star coins, he considered that once his own identity is exposed, it will definitely attract competition from various forces, and countless people will come to ask him to refine weapons every day. And Lin Shu, who has been ironing for a lifetime, is actually tired of forging, and will not be bored to death by then. Plus that time, Lin Shu does not have enough self-protection power, so he did not disclose his identity. But then a fire broke out in the blacksmith shop, and Lin Shu went out of the city to hunt again. By accident, Tianyuofeng mistakenly thought that he had been arrested, and went to great lengths to search everywhere. It was probably at this time that Lin Shu's information was leaked. Later, Tianyuofeng thought that Lin Shu had passed away, so the secrecy work was relaxed. The other 2 forging forces probably knew Lin Shu's identity. I wonder if Master Lin has considered working in another place. That day, the Huofeng was blind, and a master blacksmith like you was actually arranged to work in a dilapidated blacksmith shop. Feng Yuqing laughed. "I do plan to terminate the contract with Tianyuofeng, but..." Lin Shu said lightly. But before he finished speaking, Feng Yuqing smiled and said, "It seems that Master Lin Shu is also a person who understands current affairs. Since this is the case, Tianbing Pavilion cordially invites you to come to the headquarters to sit in charge. Feng Yuqing issued an invitation. It turns out that you belong to the Tianbing Pavilion. Lin Shu murmured, and said, I haven't finished what I just said. I do intend to terminate the contract with Tianyuofeng, but I don't want to join any party. I think it's better to be free alone. The reason why Lin Shu signed a contract with Tianyuofeng was because at that time the three major forging forces competed with each other to integrate the entire forging industry of Kunyan City. Lin Shu was too weak and had no choice. After signing with Tianyuofeng, it really helped him through a difficult period. But now, Lin Shu has confidence and is not short of money. He doesn't want to be constrained by anything, so he wants to terminate the contract. Hee, old man, you have to think clearly before answering. Feng Yuqing's expression turned cold. He felt that Lin Shu was a bit ignorant. Could it be that he was too old to see the situation clearly? He still said such things. Feng Great Master, this old man is probably pretending to be arrogant on purpose, waiting for you to ask a high price to invite him over. A man in a suit whispered. Feng Yuqing nodded slightly after hearing this. He rarely talks about business, but has watched many times. Before, when Tianyuofeng invited some blacksmiths, these blacksmiths would say that they would consider it at first, and would not agree immediately. As soon as someone calls, you run over, which looks very unstyled, so you usually have to pretend first. In addition, this is also a bargain, wanting to improve own treatment. Master Lin, as long as you are willing to come to Tianyuofeng, we will give you an extra 5 million star coins a year, except for the weapons you have refined. Feng Yuqing said, 5 million star coins a year is already a very high salary. In order for a general blacksmith to study his skills, the cost of purchasing materials would not cost so much a year. Not interested in. Lin Shu responded decisively. 5 million star coins is indeed a lot, but I am not short of money at all. He went out this time and completed 2 transactions on the Thunderblade exchange, and the transaction amount reached tens of millions of stars. 7 million. In addition, you will get a 30% discount on any materials you buy in Tianbing. Your daily life, everything for your descendants, Tianbing will also help you take care of everything. Feng Yuqing said repeatedly. This treatment is already close to that of the top blacksmith in Tianbing Pavilion. Under normal circumstances, only forging masters who can refine spirit weapons in a relatively stable manner have this kind of treatment. I told you, I'm not interested. Lin Shu's face darkened. He has already rejected it twice. Why can't this person understand human speech? Feng Yuqing was silent this time, and did not continue to open conditions. A cold light suddenly shot out from his pair of pitch-black eyes, and a terrifying aura swept out, and the surrounding area was suddenly gusted, and there were bursts of sharp howls, like ghosts crying and wolves howling. The expressions of the people around Feng Yuqing suddenly changed, and they retreated one after another, and then cast pitying glances at Lin Shu. Angered Feng Great Master, this old man is finished, and there is definitely no good fruit to eat. Hey, this old man was quite sensible in the car just now. Why did he suddenly become so arrogant in front of Feng Great Master here? Did he lose his mind? The inch-haired man sighed. Lin Shu, do you know why we didn't bring you to the headquarters of Tianbing Pavilion for entertainment, but here instead? Feng Yuqing asked suddenly. Without waiting for Lin Shu's answer, his eyes turned cold. Because it's very convenient to destroy corpses and traces here, and we can also separate ourselves from Tianbing. Feng Yuqing did not hide it, and the killing intent surfaced. The competition among the 3 major forging forces in Kunyan City is extremely fierce, and forging masters like Lin Shu are from Tianyuofeng. And recently, Tianyuofeng used Lin Shu's 2 perfect transcendent weapons to create momentum, later known as the Unknown Master, was killed by Tianbing Pavilion, which caused a lot of anger and caused a serious blow to Wild Pavilion's reputation. The reputation of Tianyuofeng is getting higher and higher, and it has a tendency to overwhelm Tianbing and Sword Hall. However, the reputation of Tianbing Pavilion has been damaged, and the business has continued to decline recently. The senior management of Tianbing Pavilion has been trying to save it. Therefore, Lin Shu, Tianbing Pavilion is bound to win. Once Lin Shu is obtained, Tianbing will be able to reverse the offensive, claiming that Tianyuofeng has no eyes, let the pearl be dusted, and even frame the blame. It can effectively hit Tianyuofeng. The reputation of Tianbing Pavilion can also be completely restored, even far surpassing before. But the premise of all this is that Lin Shu joins Tianbing. If Lin Shu refuses, it can only be disposed of. At the same time, the top martial master Wang Dao behind Lin Shu, as well as the 4 senior practitioners, all looked solemn, with killing intent bursting out. Are you done? It's my turn when you're done. I'll just say the last sentence. I'm not interested in joining Tianbing Pavilion. Don't bother me in the future, or don't blame the old man for being ruthless. Lin Shu's face was serious and cold. After speaking, he turned around and was about to go downstairs. And at this time, Feng Yuqing also turned around, not wanting to waste time with Lin Shu. Clean it up. Feng Yuqing's voice came out. Yes. Wang Dao and the 4 senior practitioners immediately responded. Road, old man, don't eat the toast and eat the fine wine, you asked for all of this. Wang Dao snorted coldly, stepped out suddenly, and came to Lin Shu in an instant, pressing his palm on Lin Shu's face. On his huge palm, spirit power surged, exuding a strange suction. In the next moment, Lin Shu's head will be sent to his palm, and then he will squeeze it lightly, and Lin Shu's head will blossom. This arrogant old man will pay with his life for own ignorance. But none of this happened. Wang Dao noticed that Lin Shu in front of him had suddenly disappeared. He looked around blankly, but he didn't find Lin Shu. Where are people? Where did they go? Wang Dao was shocked. But the other 4 senior practitioners could see it clearly. Lin Shu didn't know when he came to Zhang Dao's head. The speed was so fast that no one could see how Lin Shu did it. Pong! Lin Shu stepped on it, and by the time Wang Dao realized it, it was too late. A terrifying and boundless force crushed down. Wang Dao's figure suddenly sank into the cement, and fell directly from the roof to the next floor. Fluffy. A series of explosions came, and Wang Dao smashed through 10 layers of cement slabs. His flesh and blood were covered by the ruins. The whole building seemed to shake. A series of explosions sounded, and Wang Dao's body directly smashed through the 10-story floor and was buried in the ruins. Then, the scene fell into silence. Everyone who saw this scene with their own eyes was stunned and shocked. They wondered if they were hallucinating. Because everything that happened just now is really unbelievable. Wang Dao is a top martial master with unparalleled strength. He has practiced a unique combat skill called Sucking Palm, which can effectively strike the enemy unexpectedly. Many people in the same rank accidentally recruited Wang Dao's way, and they were defeated miserably in his hands. Not to mention, Wang Dao's opponent is just a blacksmith. People with the profession of blacksmith are notoriously weak in actual combat ability, and are the easiest to be challenged by leapfrogging. And according to the investigation of Tianbing, Lin Shu blacksmith, just a junior practitioner. A blacksmith with junior practitioner strength is also 100 years old, and there is not much room for his strength to decline. He is definitely the weakest existence among practitioners, and he is slightly stronger than ordinary people. However, it was this Lin Shu who was vulnerable in their eyes, who defeated the top martial master Wang Dao. No, it should be kill. Wang Dao, who fell to the 10th floor, has completely lost his breath of life, and he can't die anymore. How could this old man be so fierce? The cropped man was completely stunned. When he looked at Lin Shu again, he felt his mouth was dry and his scalp was numb. Not long ago, when he took Lin Shu over, he threatened Lin Shu in the car. At that time, he believed that Lin Shu was so frightened that he dared not speak, move, or resist. As a result, Lin Shu killed Wang Dao instantly with just one move. Scared him into a cold sweat. The cropped man felt very lucky that Lin Shu didn't make a move when he was in the car. Otherwise, you will be dead. A whole carload of people must die. Boss Wang. The 4 senior practitioners looked at the big hole in the floor. Each of them was shocked, panicked. They are all younger brothers taught by Wang Dao. In their minds, Wang Dao is like an unattainable giant peak, which is the goal they have been striving for all their lives. They have never seen Wang Dao defeated, unless the Grand Great Master made a move. But this time, Wang Dao was trampled through 10 floors by a 100-year-old man, and he fell straight away. The 4 senior practitioners had originally attacked Lin Shu together with Wang Dao, but at this moment they all froze in place, their legs trembling, not daring to move forward half step. Lin Shu stood there quietly. These people want to kill him, then he will not show mercy. You guys, let him go down and accompany your boss. Lin Shu's cold eyes glanced at the 4 senior practitioners. Whoosh! Lin Shu moved again, and his figure disappeared immediately, so fast that it was difficult for the naked eye to catch. When dealing with Wang Dao just now, Lin Shu activated Black Gold Battle Bone, Steel Bear Body, and Steel Heart. Under normal circumstances, Lin Shu's speed is at the level of a Grand Great Master, and Wang Dao is a top-level Great Master. The speed gap is not so large that Wang Dao can't keep up with Lin Shu at all. The main reason is that Heart of Steel's burst boost made Lin Shu's speed double in an instant. Lin Shu didn't expect that Heart of Iron could make such an explosion of speed. So he tried again. Lin Shu came behind one of the senior practitioners in an instant, but this practitioner didn't react at all. By the time he noticed Lin Shu, it was too late. Pong! Lin Shu kicked out a kick from Thunderbolt, and the terrifying force descended in an instant, and the bone of this senior practitioner was shattered by the shock. The senior practitioner let out a scream, and then flew out like a cannonball, flying out of dozens of stories of high-rise buildings. The senior practitioner hadn't hit the ground yet. Two more screams of pain came out, and the other 2 senior practitioners were also kicked away by Lin Shu in the same way. They didn't even see Lin Shu, they suffered a powerful attack, and then their bodies flew up. Plop, plop, plop. 3 people in a row fell from dozens of stories of tall buildings, smashing their bodies to pieces. At this moment, the other people on the stage reacted. How did Lin Shu kill 3 senior practitioners in a row in a flash? What kind of terrifying speed and what kind of terrifying combat power? This is completely inconsistent with what the information says. How can someone who can instantly kill advanced practitioners and top martial masters be an ordinary junior practitioner? Who the hell investigated this information? It's killing people. The last senior practitioner had given up resistance, he was left with endless fear, trembling and sweating profusely. Presumptuous. But at this moment, a thunder roar sounded. The world was shaken, a violent storm swept all directions from the rooftop. Feng Yuqing turned around, his face was gloomy and angry, his eyes seemed to be burning with anger. As for Lin Shu, he didn't bother to make a move. A mere junior practitioner, a centenarian, and even a blacksmith. Killing this kind of garbage will make him feel that he has changed. He also thought that his subordinates could easily deal with Lin Shu, so he turned his back on all this, not wanting to dirty his own eyes. Result: in such a short time, Zhu Dao died. 3 senior practitioners also died tragically. Unexpectedly, Lin Shu turned out to be a hidden powerhouse. Is this why Lin Shu is confident and dares to refuse own? What a joke. No matter what it is, don't think about presumptuousness in front of yourself. Whoosh! Feng Yuqing stepped out, and a deep pit was trampled out on the ground, with cracks all over the place, and he disappeared in place, pressing towards Lin Shu at an incomparably astonishing speed. Von Great Master strikes. The inch-cut man was relieved. If Lin Shu continues to kill, he worries that he will be next. It's really scary. He never imagined that the centenarian he picked up had hidden such terrifying combat power. Fortunately, Feng Yuqing Grand Great Master personally came to sit in the town, otherwise, this trip, Tianbin's Pavilion will suffer a lot. Not only are they all going to die, but Lin Shu will definitely publicize today's kidnapping incident, and the reputation of Tianbin's Pavilion will definitely plummet by then. Master Great Master, me. The senior practitioner, like a drowning person, suddenly grabbed a life-saving straw, his face was ecstatic, and even tears flowed out. He is so terrified. Whoosh! Feng Yuqing came behind this practitioner and was about to stop Lin Shu's attack and save this senior practitioner. However, Feng Yuqing found that Lin Shu in front of him disappeared again. Pong! Immediately afterwards, the senior practitioner was hit by a powerful force, his bones were shattered, he spewed a mouthful of blood, and flew out like a cannonball. Grown-ups. When the senior practitioner flew out, a pair of wide-eyed eyes stared at Feng Yuqing. 4 seconds later, thump! The sound of this senior practitioner hitting the ground came. On the rooftop, everyone's heart skipped a beat. Obviously, Feng Yuqing's great master made a move. Why is that senior practitioner still dead? Originally they had already relaxed, thinking that everything was over. Now it is tense again. How strong is this person? Could it be that he is also a Grand Great Master? The heart of the inch-cut man was beating violently. This idea is really crazy. A centenarian is actually a Grand Great Master, so how does he exist at the peak of his youth? But if Lin Shu wasn't a Grand Great Master, how could he kill another person under Feng Yuqing's obstruction? Lin Shu, you are courting death. Feng Yuqing was completely enraged. The blood in his eyes spread, and a wave of powerful spirit power burst out. At this moment, Feng Yuqing fully mobilized spirit power. He wanted to use all his strength to suppress Lin Shu. Really? Then why am I still alive, but your people are dead, so who is looking for death? Lin Shu responded unceremoniously. Lin Shu is actually a very talkative person, and he gave them a chance at the beginning, but these people don't want it. Not only that, they want to kill Lin Shu. This undoubtedly angered Lin Shu under anger, but very difficult to speak. Let's talk nonsense, take your life. Feng Yuqing's figure suddenly became tall and majestic, and the violent spirit power gathered in the palm of his hand, and he punched out with a violent roar. I saw a mass of frenzied storm palm force, crushing everything with the attitude of destroying everything. Wherever it passed, the floor was directly torn open, and gravel flew. This scene stunned the other people nearby. Is this the attack of the Grand Great Master? It's terrifying. They are far apart, and they all feel the strong storm, and they may be blown down if they are not careful. Lin Shu looked at Feng Yuqing's palm and said calmly, Human Grand Great Master. So far, he has only fought against Tier 3 beasts, and this is the first time for a human Grand Great Master. Red gold flame skin, blood of magma, stimulate. Lin Shu's body suddenly swelled and became taller than Feng Yuqing in the blink of an eye. His whole body was covered in metallic crimson, the dark red blood flames rose violently, and the temperature in the vicinity soared. Feng Yuqing was taken aback. At this moment, he felt a huge and fiery coercion, as if the person in front of him was not a human being, but a god in charge of the flame. Lin Shu punched out, and under the blessing of Heart of Steel, this punch exploded with unprecedented power. I saw a group of dark red and scarlet flame fists piercing out, like a domineering and incomparable fire dragon, looking at all directions, and smashing away with a force of destruction. Boom! The palm of the storm that Feng Yuqing exhibited was crushed instantly by Lin Shu's full attack, and a flame storm spread and swept across. What? Feng Yuqing never imagined that Own would be so vulnerable in front of Lin Shu with a full blow, instantly shattered. Pong! The remainder of Lin Shu's punch landed on Feng Yuqing's chest, sending him flying. Feng Yuqing's clothes were ignited, and he turned into a burning man, falling from midair to the ground rapidly. Feng Yuqing's clothes burned all over and turned into a burning man, falling from the height of 20 or 30 floors to the distant land. The rest of the people on the rooftop were completely stunned, their brains couldn't keep up with their thinking for a while, and their minds went blank. Feng Yuqing Grand Great Master, unexpectedly lost. How can this be? Even if Lin Shu is also a Grand Great Master, but he is also a blacksmith, then his strength must be very weak, and he is the bottom of the Grand Great Master. Then why, Feng Yuqing Grand Great Master, was defeated by Shu? Could it be that Feng Yuqing underestimated Lin Shu, a centenarian, so he didn't show his full strength? Thump! Feng Yuqing slammed on the ground fiercely, creating a pitch-black scorched pit. A wave of flames swept around, blowing away all the garbage on the nearby ground, igniting it, and turning it into ashes. I'm going. What happened? Why did a burning man fall from the sky? Is it because you can't think about jumping off the building to commit suicide? People passing by, or people with life nearby, ran over to watch. Some people even took out their mobile phones and took pictures of this strange scene, preparing to post them on the internet. They didn't know that the one lying in the charred pit was a Grand Great Master. Otherwise, they would have been trembling with fright and dare not approach at all. And, the Grand Great Master is a person of such status, without their permission, they are not allowed to take photos without authorization, otherwise they will be investigated for legal responsibility. A few people jumped off the building just now, their bodies were smashed to pieces, their flesh and blood were bloody, and their faces couldn't be seen clearly. Could it be that this group of people made an appointment to commit suicide by jumping off a building together? Then let's stay away. Maybe there are still some who haven't jumped off, and it's over if they get hit. When the first 4 senior practitioners were crushed to death, It had already caused a lot of commotion, but this time, the one who jumped down from upstairs was on fire, which attracted more attention, so everyone gathered around Feng Yuqing. Ahem. Suddenly, lying in the charred pit, Feng Yuqing, who was covered in pitch black, coughed up a big mouthful of blood. He was pissed off. I have never been so humiliated, beaten down from dozens of floors, and molested by ordinary people. All go, he's not dead. That's a tall building with dozens of floors. I'm so good. Feng Yuqing's coughing startled the crowd watching and taking pictures. Falling from such a height, he was still covered in fire, and the ground was smashed into a hole, but he was not dead yet. At this moment, the crowd of onlookers realized that this burning man who jumped off the building was unusual. Senior practitioner. No, a senior practitioner would surely die if he fell from such a height. Could it be Martial Master? Definitely the top existence in Martial Master. The crowd discussing nearby showed awe and retreated one after another. One of the people who was retreating suddenly saw a figure jumping down from the top of the 30-story building opposite. Look at that, someone jumped down again. The man exclaimed. At this moment, no one thinks that this is a simple incident of jumping off a building. Pong! Lin Shu fell to the ground in an instant, directly stepping out of a big hole. Dust waves were everywhere, mud was flying, and nearby debris were all blown away. After a few seconds, Lin Shu walked out slowly amidst the dust waves all around. He was covered in flames, and he was unscathed. My God, I fell from a height of nearly 100 meters, and I didn't get hurt. Even a top martial master can't do it. Look, he is still burning with flames all over his body. This person lying on the ground covered in charred must have been injured by this person. This person can't be the Grand Great Master. Everyone was talking in surprise, and some people were even stunned in place, motionless, not even daring to breathe. They were completely shocked, even stunned. Although everyone knows that practitioners are powerful, it is very rare to see, at most, advanced practitioners and martial masters. Not to mention someone like Lin Shu who jumped down from the 100-meter building, covered in raging fire, burning everything in the world. This is so scary, so amazing. This kind of shock is indescribable and cannot be calmed down for a long time. But as Lin Shu walked over, the instinctive fear in their bodies and souls made them sober for a short time, and they retreated one after another. Lin Shu, you. Feng Yuqing struggled to get up. His clothes were all burnt, his body was covered with scorched marks, blood was flowing, his injuries were horrible. He never imagined that Lin Shu's strength would be so terrifying. He was hit hard by a punch. Lin Shu is definitely not an ordinary Grand Great Master, he must be an intermediate Grand Great Master. This centenarian blacksmith is actually an intermediate Grand Great Master, who would have thought of that? Feng Yuqing now hates the personnel investigating Lin Shu's intelligence and penetrates the bone. Feeling the blazing coercion coming, Feng Yuqing raised his head fiercely and saw Lin Shu approaching step by step. As if he had seen the underworld Grim Reaper, the anger on his face disappeared instantly, leaving only the color of fear, and his legs moved back involuntarily. I am Grand Great Master, what do you want to do? Feng Yuqing felt a strong sense of crisis and said in horror. As soon as the words came out, those onlookers who hadn't backed away were completely shocked, their hairs were standing on end, and their scalps were numb. The one who fell from more than 30 floors turned out to be a Grand Great Master. In the minds of ordinary people, Grand Great Masters are the prestigious principals of martial arts schools, or existences at the level of masters of martial arts gymnasiums. They are distinguished and superior. It is the existence of sacred that ordinary people can't reach in their lifetime. But right now, a Grand Great Master is in such a mess, no one will doubt him if you say he is a beggar. You are looking for death, I will naturally fulfill you. Lin Shu said lightly. He didn't use all his strength for that punch just now. Mainly, an ordinary Grand Great Master can't make him feel any threat, so he can't get excited. But even if he didn't use all his strength, a single punch would seriously injure a junior Grand Great Master. If he didn't treat it in time, Feng Yuqing's body would be crippled, and he would be unable to move forward for the rest of his life. Half-step strength would gradually decline. You dare! Feng Yuqing shouted in horror. The Grand Great Master is placed in a large city with a population of tens of millions like Kunyan City. It is a power at the level of the middle pillar and must not be easily killed. Even if the Grand Great Master made a mistake, he would deal with it lightly. Even if he killed a few ordinary people, it would not be a big deal. Why don't you dare? Lin Shu stretched out his arm, wisps of dark red hot magma secreted and condensed in his palm. Feng Yuqing immediately felt a terrifying power even more powerful than that punch just now. He was trembling all over, and fear surged out from the bottom of his heart crazily. No, don't kill me. Feng Yuqing gave in instantly and begged Lin Shu for mercy. But it's too late. Lin Shu released a magma cannon, a solid magma shell, burning with dark red blood flames, piercing through it. A scorched black groove was left on the ground, and a raging fire was ignited near the groove, burning violently. Pong! Feng Yuqing, who had already been severely injured, couldn't dodge or resist at all. He was hit by the magma cannon head-on, flew 50 or 60 meters away in an instant, and fell into a pond. The magma melted into Feng Yuqing's body, melting and burning him. Even after falling into the pond, Feng Yuqing's body was still burning. The Grand Great Master has fallen. Oh my God, will I be silenced? The surrounding crowd didn't have time to evacuate, they all saw this scene. But they all regretted seeing this scene. This is a struggle at the Grand Great Master level, and they don't know whether they should watch it or not. In case this mysterious strong man with flames all over his body wants to kill people to silence them, then they all have to die, and no one can escape. But Lin Shu didn't care about these ordinary people. He had no intention of hiding the fact that he killed the Grand Great Master of Tianbing Pavilion. He just wanted to tell Tianbing Pavilion that I killed the man, and give Tianbing Pavilion a warning not to provoke him again. Also, Lin Shu's appearance has changed drastically now, his whole body is on fire, no one can see his face clearly, so there is nothing to worry about. Whoosh! Lin Shu turned around and jumped towards the abandoned building. Under the explosive increase of Heart of Steel, he jumped to a height of nearly 20 meters, and reached the roof of a 100-meter-high building in a few strokes. The moment he arrived, everyone on the rooftop was completely panicked, trembling and restless as if they had seen a ghost. They all saw how Feng Yuqing died. The dignified Grand Great Master has just fallen. This made them feel a strong sense of unreality, how much they wished that all this was just a dream, and that they would not be able to see Lin Shu after waking up from the dream. Thump! The moment the cropped man saw Lin Shu, his legs went limp and he knelt down on the ground. Even the Grand Great Master died, and everyone who offended Lin Shu died. He felt that he was next, and his pants were wet from fright. The speed of kneeling down and begging for mercy, the other people watching were amazed, so they imitated immediately. Plop, plop, plop. Almost in the blink of an eye, everyone was kneeling on the ground. Among these people, there is also the forging master of Tianbing. They came with Feng Yuqing because they wanted to see what kind of a blacksmith who forged 2 pieces of perfect quality was like. But now, these blacksmiths are remorseful. They never expected that Feng Yuqing was unreliable and died tragically here. Forgive me, Lin Grand Great Master. We didn't know you were a great master. We are also acting according to orders, we can't help ourselves, and we don't want to harm you. Everyone kowtowed and begged for mercy, and some even burst into tears. Roll! Lin Shu let out a cold drink. It was obviously cursing, but the people kneeling on the ground felt that the word was so beautiful and happy, and they all wanted to cheer. Okay, get out, I'm leaving now, everyone responded quickly. By the way, tell me something to tell Tianbing to give up, and don't bother me in the future. Lin Shu said indifferently. He has a bad temper, and if someone comes to find fault, he will be killed as soon as possible, and he will never let him go. But Lin Shu is not a bloodthirsty person. Although he is an advanced practitioner, his combat power has reached the level of a Grand Great Master. He is not at the same level as these people. Killing them is like killing ants, without any feeling or intention. Of course, the premise is also that these ants did not provoke him, otherwise he would kill him. Thank you Great Master for not killing me, we will definitely bring the word to you. Everyone kowtowed again and again, grateful. At a certain moment, when they finished kowtowing their heads and looked up, they found that Lin Shu had disappeared. Call! Everyone gasped heavily, and collapsed on the ground relieved, as if they were alive after a catastrophe. But they didn't rest for too long, for fear that Lin Shu would change his mind and come back suddenly. While supporting each other, everyone quickly went downstairs and returned to Tianbing Pavilion. When passing by a pond, they found that Feng Yuqing's body was still burning inside, and the water level of the entire pond was burned down by a full meter. When Lin Shu returned home, the two grandsons had just finished school. Both Lin Xiaoshui and Lin Xiaofei are now studying in the martial Dao class of Kunyan No. 1 school, under the guidance of famous teachers, and go to and from school together. Grandpa, I have good news for you. After Lin Xiaoshui returned home, she kept smiling, as if she had something happy to do. What's up? You guess. Lin Xiaoshui pursed her lips, pretending to be closed. Did you become a practitioner? Lin Shu asked. In the past few days, he has discovered that his granddaughter Lin Xiaoshui's spirit power fluctuates very close to the practitioner level. But now, Xiaoshui has completely reached the standard of a junior practitioner. It's boring, Grandpa, why did you guess it all at once? Lin Xiaoshui pursed her mouth. She was a little disappointed that she couldn't give Grandpa a big surprise. If she had known, she wouldn't have let Grandpa guess. At the same time, she was a little curious why Grandpa guessed it all at once. Your grandfather and I are practitioners too, have you forgotten? Lin Shu laughed. However, under normal circumstances, a practitioner with a low realm cannot perceive a practitioner with a high realm. In the same situation as the realm, if you deliberately restrain the spirit power breath, the other party will not be able to perceive it. But a practitioner with a high realm can easily perceive the situation of a practitioner with a low realm. In Lin Shu's eyes, he is very clear about the situation of his granddaughter and grandson. He is naturally happy about his granddaughter breaking through as a junior practitioner. His granddaughter has a certain talent, and with the help of Tianyuofeng, she entered a prestigious school to study. It is not surprising that she became a practitioner so soon. What Lin Shu was even more curious about was that his grandson, Lin Xiaofei, is already an intermediate practitioner. Although Lin Xiaofei's talent is much better than Lin Xiaoshui's, but the speed of cultivation is still too fast. Perhaps, Lin Xiaofei also has his own secret opportunity. Xiaoshui, you still need to learn more from your brother, he is already an intermediate practitioner. Lin Shu laughed. Lin Xiaoshui was startled, then stared at her brother with wide eyes, and said in surprise, Brother, have you become an intermediate practitioner? Lin Xiaofei replied with some pride, but he was somewhat puzzled. He was about to declare himself a breakthrough intermediate practitioner tonight, to surprise his grandfather and little sister, but he didn't expect to be discovered by his grandfather in advance. Isn't Grandpa a junior practitioner? How did you find out? Maybe it's because I just broke through. The spirit power is not stable enough, and the spillover is too obvious. Lin Xiaofei thought to himself. But it doesn't matter, wait until the breakthrough senior practitioner, and then prepare for this surprise. Brother, you are a genius, when did you become an intermediate practitioner, why didn't I know? Lin Xiaoshui said excitedly. On weekdays, the brothers and sisters would often quarrel and disagree with each other. In the practice of martial Dao, Lin Xiaoshui knew that her brother was working hard and she was not as good as herself, but she never thought that her brother would become an intermediate practitioner as soon as she became a junior practitioner, which was too fierce. In martial Dao's class, the intermediate practitioner is the best, one of the best geniuses. Brother Own is so amazing. Being praised so quickly by own little sister, Lin Xiaofei still feels very comfortable. It's just an intermediate practitioner. It's not a big deal. I don't need to tell you everything, right? Lin Xiaofei looked calm, but he was a bit strong. HMPH, I really know how to pretend. Little sister immediately cast a look of contempt, but she was quite happy in her heart. I have a brother who is an intermediate practitioner. With his brother's potential, it is possible to become a martial master in the future. Once Lin Xiaofei becomes the martial master, the Own family will rise to a higher level in an instant, and can be regarded as the middle class. Hey, how do you talk to intermediate practitioners? It's written in elementary school textbooks that you should treat practitioners with high realm with respect. Grandpa, brother bullied me. Lin Xiaoshui immediately complained. Ahem, stop making noise. Lin Shu coughed. The two brothers and sisters stopped arguing and looked over. To celebrate the realm breakthrough of the two of you, Grandpa sent you a gift. Lin Shu said solemnly. Grandpa, you actually prepared a gift. What kind of gift? Take it out. Lin Xiaoshui said excitedly. Lin Xiaofei was a little calm, but also looking forward to it. Lin Shu returned to his own room, and soon came out again, with an extra item in his hand. Those are bright blood-red spiritual materials, exuding a powerful breath of blood qi and spirit power. These are blood spiritual herbs, very useful spiritual materials for practitioners. Blood spiritual herbs. Lin Xiaoshui and Lin Xiaofei recognized each other at a glance. The martial Dao class they belong to distributes a blood spiritual herbs every month. This kind of spiritual material can strengthen the practitioner's body and promote the improvement of spirit power value, which has a great effect on the practitioner's practice. However, the blood spiritual herbs that Lin Shu took out are as many as 20 plants. Lin Xiaoshui and Lin Xiaofei were very surprised. They didn't expect their grandpa to prepare such a generous gift, they thought it was food or clothes. Come, 10 plants per person. Lin Shu gave it to the two grandsons, and then told him, by the way, don't eat too much, eat at most 1 plant a day, be careful. Grandpa, don't you understand? How can blood spiritual herbs take 1 herb every day? The teacher said that taking 1 herb a week can maximize the efficacy of the medicine. The corners of Lin Xiaoshui's mouth curled up slightly, and she began to explain to her grandfather. Lin Shu smiled and said nothing. He used to eat 2 plants a day, and thought that the situation of his 2 grandsons was different from his own, so he asked them to eat less. Unexpectedly, under normal circumstances, 1 plant is eaten a week. Grandpa, these blood spiritual herbs are of high quality, where did you buy them? Lin Xiaofei couldn't help asking. Blood spiritual herbs are an excellent auxiliary spiritual material for practitioners to cultivate. High-quality blood spiritual herbs are almost monopolized by big forces and are used to cultivate new practitioners. I found it when I was out of town for an adventure. Lin Shu laughed. Lin Xiaofei's heart sank suddenly. It turns out that Grandpa went out to find blood spiritual herbs for himself and little sister. In order to prevent his grandfather from worrying about taking risks for himself, Lin Xiaofei made up his mind that he must work hard to cultivate and possess more powerful strength. At that time, his grandfather will be completely at ease, no longer worrying about himself, and he will be able to take care of himself for the rest of his life. After eating, when Lin Shu was sorting clothes in the bedroom, he found a courier package. After taking it apart, there was a black robe inside, with some simple patterns embroidered on it, and on the chest, there were 10 golden, zong, characters. This is my great master robe. Lin Shu remembered. When he was in the Practitioner Alliance, he completed the Grand Great Master Certification Assessment, and the Practitioner Alliance also customized a Great Master robe for him, which is the identity symbol of the Grand Great Master. But then Lin Shu went out of the city. It should be a courier received by the 2 grandsons, and it has been kept in the closet of own. Lin Shu tried it on, it fit perfectly, and then took it off again. The Great Master robe is still too conspicuous. If you wear it, you will be watched everywhere you go, every day. And Lin Shu doesn't do anything on weekdays, either blacksmith shop or warehouse, so there is no need to wear Great Master robes. Afterwards, Lin Shu took out a strain of blood spiritual herbs and stuffed it into his mouth. Blood spiritual herbs are running out. Lin Shu glanced at the 20 or so plants contained in the wooden box. However, he is already an advanced practitioner, and he has taken too many blood spiritual herbs, so the effect of spiritual materials on him has become less and less effective. After eating the blood spiritual herbs, take the blood yang spirit flower and attack the martial master realm. Lin Shu made a decision, then sat on the bed, started practicing Ling Yuan Gong. Early the next morning, Lin Shu had just finished breakfast. Boom, there was a knock on the door. I'm going to open the door. Lin Xiaoshui hurried over. Uncle Chen, why are you? Lin Xiaoshui said in surprise. The person who came was none other than the executive of Tianyuofeng, Chen Weian. Only yesterday, he learned that Lin Shu was still alive through Lin Xiaoshui and Lin Xiaofei. Chen Weian naturally didn't believe it at the time, and confirmed with the brothers and sisters several times before hanging up the phone. Xiaoshui, can you let Uncle Chen in? Please come in. Lin Xiaoshui stepped aside. Then Chen Weian walked in with 4 people. One of them is the forging master of Tianyuofeng, and the other is a gold medal appraiser. There are 2 other people who are strong, exuding an invisible killing intent, always following Chen Weiyan's sides, presumably they are bodyguards. After Chen Weiyan entered, his eyes immediately fell on Lin Shu. This must be Master Lin. Chen Weiyan laughed. You told my grandson that I'm dead. Lin Shu didn't give a good face, and asked lightly. Chen Weiyan smiled awkwardly, and said, this is indeed a mistake. When I first saw a fire in Master Lin's blacksmith shop, I couldn't find Master Lin after all. I was anxious and mistakenly thought. Here, give Master Lin an apology. Chen Weiyan sincerely apologizes. As an executive of Tianyuofeng, he has a high status, but he has no airs in front of Lin Shu, and he will decisively apologize for doing something wrong. Seeing this, Lin Shu felt ashamed to continue making things difficult. When you come to my house, you shouldn't just come to apologize, right? If you have anything else to say, just talk about it. Lin Shu said. Haha, there is indeed something to do, but, can Master Lin move over and talk to us at the headquarters of Tianyuofeng? Chen Weiyan asked. Lin Shu frowned and looked at these people carefully. Just yesterday, the people of Tianbinj used this set of rhetoric to deceive themselves to a remote place. Could these people be counterfeit from Sword Hall? You guys, it's not faked by other forces, right? Lin Shu asked directly, without concealing his own doubts. He had never met the top executives of Tianyuofeng, so he didn't know whether the people in front of him were real or not. Mr. Lin, why did you say that? I am indeed Chen Weiyan from Tianyuofeng, it is true. The one next to me is the gold appraiser Lu Yuhei, and this one is Ming Reicho, the blacksmith master of Tianyuofeng. Chen Weiyan introduced. There were people who pretended to be from Tianyuofeng before, but I saw it through. Lin Shu said. When Chen Weiyan heard it, his face was shocked. Which side is it? In fact, he already had a guess in his heart. Tianbing Pavilion. Sure enough, it's Tianbing Pavilion. These fools didn't do anything to Master Lin, did they? Chen Weiyan looked angry, and then greeted with concern. He wanted to know if Lin Shu had been poached by Tianbinj. Once Lin Shu is poached away, Huofeng will suffer a great loss that day, and Tianbinj can reverse the situation and launch a counterattack. And Chen Weiyan would regret it because he discovered it too late. It was solved by me. Lin Shu said casually. Chen Weiyan nodded slightly, without thinking too much. Master Lin, you can rest assured that we are absolutely genuine members of Tianyuofeng, but there are some things that are inconvenient to discuss here, so I invite you to the headquarters of Tianyuofeng. Chen Weiyan said solemnly. Okay, let's go. Grandpa is going to Tianyuofeng. You are going to school soon after eating. Before leaving, Lin Shu gave some advice to his two grandsons. After more than half an hour, a car stopped under the Tianwo building. Chen Weiyan, Lin Shu and others stepped out and entered the building quickly. Director Chen. In Tianwo building, all the staff members greeted Chen Weiyan one after another. The practitioners who came here to trade also took the initiative to say hello to Chen Weiyan. In addition, the master blacksmith and gold medal appraiser beside Chen Weiyan have extraordinary identities. Such a group of people appearing in the crowd naturally attracts attention. But Lin Shu was the only one who saw each other for the first time. Many people wondered why this old man was able to walk with Chen Weiyan, the master blacksmith, and the gold medal appraiser. It was a receptionist who was shocked when he saw Lin Shu. It's him, he's not dead. The receptionist Xiao Zhang said in shock. Before he finished speaking, he hastily covered his mouth with his hand. When Lin Shu came to Tianyuofeng to sell weapons for the first time, it was Xiao Zhang who received him. At that time, he was called by the high-level officials. Later, Xiao Zhang learned that the weapons Lin Shu sold were transcendent perfect grades, and the direct price was 1 million. Xiao Zhang was immediately terrified, because when he received Lin Shu, his attitude was very ordinary. Later, Xiao Zhang learned that Lin Shu died in the hands of Tianbinj, and felt sorry for such a master blacksmith. But why did Lin Shu, who was obviously dead, appear here again? It's a pity that Xiao Zhang's identity didn't dare to go forward to ask questions at all, so he could only hold his doubts in his heart. Take the elevator. Chen Weiyan, Lin Shu and others came to the conference room on the 50th floor of Tianwo building. In the conference room, many people have come, either the high-level officials of Tianyuofeng or blacksmiths or gold medal appraisers. Among them, Lin Shu even found two grand great masters. This is Master Lin Shu. Chen Weian introduced to everyone present. Master Lin Shu, I have long admired your name. The two perfect works of Master Lin Shu are still fresh in my memory. I wonder if Master Lin Shu has any new works recently. Many important figures in the meeting room were friendly to Lin Shu. But a great master said, "We hope very much that we can invite Master Lin Shu to sit in the headquarters of Tianyuofeng, but Master Lin Shu has been missing for so long and suddenly returned, how do we know if you are the original Master Lin Shu?" This great master has doubts about Lin Shu's identity. This is normal. Just like when he was at home just now, Lin Shu also wondered whether Chen Wei and others were counterfeit from Sword Hall. It means that Lin Shu has passed them, but they have never met Lin Shu. In addition, some practitioners practice special combat skills, coupled with some technologies such as makeup and plastic surgery, they can completely turn into another person, making the real one look like the real one. Master Lin, I'm really sorry, we want to invite you to the headquarters of Tianyuofeng for a talk, and we also want to verify your identity. Chen Weian said slightly apologetically. Look at it from the perspective of Tianyuofeng. They originally believed that Lin Shu was dead, and the murderer was most likely Tianyuofeng, and Sword Hall also had certain suspicions. As a result, Lin Shu came back suddenly. The people in Tianyuofeng are not so simple-minded, and they will not believe it easily. In case, this is a trick of Tianbinge or Sword Hall to let people pretend to be Lin Shu and break into Tianyuofeng. If Tianyuofeng didn't carefully examine and verify it, and fell into the enemy's trick, it would be too late to regret if something happened to the country. Lin Shu nodded slightly. He also felt that this was the thinking of a smart businessman. If the top management of Tianyuofeng were simple-minded people, Tianyuofeng would have collapsed long ago. However, Lin Shu does not need to verify own identity. Because he didn't intend to join the Skyfire pit. There is no need for this. I don't plan to join Tianyuofeng, so whether my identity is true or not, it has no effect on you. If you agree, please tear up the contract we signed before. Lin Shu said calmly. If you want to pay for the breach of contract, I can also pay. Lin Shu remembered that the breach of contract was not much, and he now has the ability to pay. The senior executives of Tianyuofeng didn't expect Lin Shu to come out like this at all, and they were stunned for a moment. They wanted Lin Shu to verify his identity, but Lin Shu didn't verify at all, and wanted to terminate the contract with Tianyuofeng. Chen Weian didn't know what to say. He thought Lin Shu must be angry, that's why he said that. But there are still some high-level executives who believe that if Lin Shu is a fake, this trick is just trying to get him. In short, the top management of Tianyuofeng didn't know what to do for a while. Mr. Lin, we can agree to terminate the contract, but we still want to verify whether you are Master Lin Shu himself. If you are a fake, how can we terminate the contract? If you are a fake, we will definitely not spare you lightly. We will not let you offend Master Lin Shu himself, and we will not let you hurt Lin Xiaoshui and Lin Xiaofei. Chen Weian said seriously. Lin Shu had a good impression of Chen Weian. If it's not troublesome, it's better to give the top management of Tianyuofeng an explanation. How to verify? Master Lin sold 2 transcendent perfect weapons in Tianyuofeng before. As long as you write down the refining plan of any one of them, you can prove your identity. Chen Weian said. This is the result of their discussion. It is difficult to verify Lin Shu's identity by other methods. Small, Lin Shu said. Immediately afterwards, a staff member immediately handed Lin Shu paper and a pen. After a while, Lin Shu wrote out a set of plans. Then, the forging master Ming Reicho inspected, and the rest waited for his inspection results. 10 seconds later, Ming Reicho frowned. This raised the hearts of the senior executives present. Could it be that there is something wrong with the forging plan, and this Lin Shu is a fake? What's wrong? A senior asked. But Ming Reicho didn't answer, mainly because he couldn't speak. The reason why he frowned was because of the refining plan of the transcendent weapon. There were many things he couldn't understand. At first he thought it was Lin Shu who wrote it out of hand. But after thinking about it for a while, it suddenly became clear, and even gave him new gains. This Ming Reicho was shocked. He is already able to refine spiritual weapons, and he is one of the blacksmiths who sit in the headquarters of Tianyuofeng. He is also considered the #1 figure in the forging world of Kunyan City. Although Lin Shu has recently gained fame and was dubbed the title of Unknown Master, he thinks that he is a level higher than Lin Shu. But at this moment, he felt like being slapped in the face. 10 minutes later, Ming Reicho put down the refining plan in his hands. Everyone present looked over one after another, waiting for Master Ming Reicho to give a conclusion. In the end, the master said, "Master Lin Shu is really hiding something. He has mastered a forging technique that I have never heard of. According to the above-mentioned plan, it can indeed greatly improve the quality of weapons. Is he really the unknown master?" After everyone listened, their expressions were overjoyed. The unknown master is really not dead. What a joy! But then, they remembered what Lin Shu said before. Lin Shu wants to draw a clean line from Tianyuofeng. They also feel difficult, how to retain Master Lin Shu. "I'm really sorry, I had doubts about your identity just now. If I have a chance, I'll treat Master Lin to a drink and apologize. Master Lin, can you stay in Tianyuofeng? We can discuss forging skills together. I also invite Master Lin Shu to stay and sit in the headquarters of Tianyuofeng. Master Lin, is it Tianbinj or Sword Hall? Did you set a high price for you? Our Tianyuofeng is willing to pay a higher price." The high-level people spoke one after another. "That's not true. Tianbing Pavilion also invited me, but I declined. I'm just a little tired of forging, and I don't want to be restrained. I like to be alone and free." Lin Shu told the truth. The upper echelons of Tianyuofeng fell silent. In private, they used their mobile phones to discuss heatedly what conditions should be given to keep Lin Shu. This person's forging skills have exceeded the original boundaries. He has created a brand new forging technique. If he continues to study, he will be able to subvert the current forging world. So even if Master Lin Shu doesn't forge weapons, as long as he is willing to share his own forging skills, it is enough to elevate Tianyuofeng to a higher level, surpassing Tianbinj and Sword Hall. In the chat group, Ming Reicho admired Lin Shu's brand new forging skills very much, and asked that Lin Shu must be kept, otherwise it would be a great loss for Tianyuofeng. This is also a bit of his eyesight. If you were an ordinary blacksmith, you might not understand the refining plan written by Lin Shu at all, and you might even say what kind of rubbish this is. Is he that powerful? Master Ming, what you said is too exaggerated, isn't it? Exaggeration. Hehe, the refining plan he wrote just now is worth more than tens of millions of star coins, enough for all the blacksmiths in Tianyuofeng to have new insights. Ming Reicho laughed. Seeing Master Ming Reicho's praise, the top executives of Tianyuofeng have a new understanding and positioning of Lin Shu. After a little while, Chen Weian stood up and said to Lin Shu, "Master Lin, I still want to represent Tianyuofeng, please stay. You don't need to sign a contract. Tianyuofeng will not impose any restrictions on you, nor will it force you to do any forging tasks, you just hang your name in Tianyuofeng. You don't need to make any promises or pay to Tianyuofeng, but Tianyuofeng still gives you 5 million star coins per year. All the materials you buy in Tianyuofeng. 30% off everything." Lin Shu was a little surprised. The conditions offered by Tianyuofeng were quite interesting. He doesn't need to pay, just hang a name, and he can enjoy top treatment. Master Lin, with your forging skills, all the forces in Kunyan City will try their best to win you over and will not give up easily. Not joining any forces is actually equivalent to being an enemy of all forces, which will cause you a lot of trouble. Chen Weian used the posture of junior to persuade Lin Shu from the perspective of Lin Shu. This is not to threaten Lin Shu, but to tell the truth. As long as Lin Shu does not explicitly join a force, other forces Wang Qian's will not give up easily, which will bring a lot of trouble to Lin Shu. Lin Shu is not afraid of anything. But Lin Xiaoshui and Lin Xiaofei may also be involved in these troubles. It is also impossible for Lin Shu to protect the two grandchildren all the time. Lin Shu fell into deep thought, and felt that what Chen Weian said was reasonable, and he was shaken in his original decision. And the top executives of Tianyuofeng, seeing Lin Shu thinking, knew that there was still hope. 2 minutes later, Lin Shu suddenly raised his head and looked straight ahead, and said, "I have 2 more requests." Hearing this, the top executives of Tianyuofeng laughed. It seems that Chen Weian successfully persuaded Lin Shu. "I just don't know what else Lin Shu wants." "Please speak," Chen Weian said. "Send someone to secretly protect my family 24 hours a day." Lin Shu said. No problem. Chen Weian readily agreed. Golden Heart Stone, Fire Cloud Diamond, and Tianyan Libao's heart, do you have any? Lin Shu asked. The higher-ups were stunned. They didn't expect Lin Shu to ask this question. They don't know either. Chen Weian immediately called someone to investigate. 2 minutes later there was the valley of results. Chen Weian hung up the phone and said to Lin Shu, we have the Jingxinshi and Tianyan Libao's heart, but the Fire Cloud Diamond doesn't have it yet. These two materials, give me free, no problem. Lin Shu laughed. This is his second condition. Among the 3 missing main materials for refining Lian Heart Furnace, Tianyan Libao's heart is the most difficult to find, and the value is also the highest. I didn't expect there to be a fire pit. Then Lin Shu naturally cannot be missed. As for the remaining Fire Cloud Diamonds, he believes that it will not be long before they can be collected. At the same time as the meeting in Tianyuofeng. On the other side, a group of high-level officials gathered in the conference room of Tianbing Pavilion. But the atmosphere here is rather depressing. Xiao Li, tell me what happened in detail again. A middle-aged man with a mustache said. Yes, Xiao Li is the cropped man, he has the most complete understanding of the situation, so he will tell the story. Otherwise, under normal circumstances, he would not be able to enter the door of the conference room at all. I obeyed the orders of Feng Great Master and went to Lin Shu's house, pretending to be someone from Tianyuofeng. Finally, Lin Shu asked us to bring back a sentence, that is, tell Tianbing to give up and stop bothering him. After the inch-cut man finished speaking, his whole body was tense, and he didn't dare to say another word, and he didn't even dare to vent his anger out loud. He could clearly feel that many high-level bosses present were angry, like volcanoes about to erupt. An invisible and terrifying aura filled the entire meeting room. And as the person who narrated this incident, he was really worried that some big boss would kill him in a fit of anger. This person is so cruel, beheading 5 members of Tianbing Pavilion, including a Grand Great Master. No matter what, he shouldn't kill the Grand Great Master of Tianbing Pavilion. This matter must not be left alone. After the meeting room was quiet for more than 10 seconds, there was a sudden roar, which could be faintly heard in the entire Tianbing building. For any force, the fall of a Grand Great Master is a great loss. Tianbing is currently ranked 3rd among the 3 major forging forces, and losing a Grand Great Master at this moment is tantamount to adding insult to injury. But the business of Tianyuofeng is booming, and Lin Shu comes back from the dead. This comparison, Tianbing Pavilion is even more unbearable. If there is no way to save it, Bingay will really have to be the 3rd child all the time that day. Going back, maybe will not even be able to keep the position of the 3rd child. But, how to save it is another question. Aren't you surprised? Why did Lin Shu come back from the dead, and why does he have the power of a Grand Master? And this Lin Shu should not be an ordinary Grand Great Master. Maybe he has reached intermediate Grand Great Master, otherwise it would be impossible to kill Feng Qing easily. A woman in black said. Everyone thought for a while, and felt strange indeed. What's your opinion? The middle-aged man with the mustache asked. I think the real Master Lin Shu should be dead already. This Lin Shu is faked by the Grand Great Master of Tianyuofeng. Let's relax our vigilance and give a fatal blow at the critical moment. The woman in black said coldly. There is indeed some truth in what you say. According to the information obtained from Lin Shu's grandson, Lin Shu is only a junior practitioner. It is absolutely impossible to become a Grand Great Master in such a short period of time. That's right, and Lin Shu is so old, even if he is given enough time, it's hard for his realm to improve, let alone break through to Grand Great Master. This Lin Shu of the Grand Great Master's combat power must have been faked by Tian Mie Fang. One after another, some people affirmed the idea of the woman in black, thinking that this is the truth. In other words, is all this a calculation by Tianyuofeng? What a vicious scheme. A fake Lin Shu was created and let us discover it on purpose, but it turned out to be a trap. Tianyuofeng's tricks are really endless these days. First, we killed Lin Shu, planted the blame, and now we have created a fake Lin Shu, and tricked us again. At this moment, the anger of the high-level people present became even stronger, and a terrifying spirit power storm stirred up in the meeting room. Cultivation base is too weak for a shortcut man, standing unsteadily, having difficulty breathing, and feeling uncomfortable being squeezed all over his body. Even he completely believed the speculation of the high-level people, thinking that Lin Shu was a fake. Moreover, he was the one who took over the fake Lin Shu and killed Feng Yuqing. The inch-cut man now only hopes that the higher-ups ignore him, so that he can save his life. This vengeance must be avenged, but how to avenge Tianyuofeng requires long-term planning and finding a suitable opportunity. The middle-aged man with the mustache said in a deep voice. The other side. Lin Shu accepted Tianyuofeng's invitation and officially became a member of Tianyuofeng headquarters. He is not subject to any constraints and is completely free, but enjoys top treatment, and his 2 grandsons are also protected 24 hours a day. Welcome Master Lin Shu to join. Ha ha ha, Master Lin Shu will be part of us from now on. Master Lin Shu, can you refine spirit weapons? Blacksmith Ming Reicho asked. Yes, Lin Shu nodded. Under such circumstances, those who can refine spirit weapons are called Master Forges. Lin Shu is a special case, because he refined 2 transcendent perfect weapons and won the title of Unknown Master. But the real forging masters generally would not recognize him. At this moment, knowing that Lin Shu has the ability to refine spirit weapons, everyone felt at ease, and felt that those conditions were all worth it. After the meeting, the first Grand Great Master Executive who questioned Lin Shu immediately sent someone to order a banquet to celebrate Lin Shu's joining. I have agreed, I will invite Master Lin Shu to have a drink, and I will apologize with the drink, and I will never break my promise. Everyone gathered together to celebrate the headquarters of Tianyuofeng, a new forging master has settled in. The Grand Great Master laughed. Lin Shu didn't shirk it either, it's good to relax and celebrate. Chen Weian, go and inform the others. The Grand Great Master said. No problem. In this meeting, only some high-level officials from Tianyuofeng participated. But for such a big event as Lin Shu's entry into Tianyuofeng, it must be notified, and it is best to have all the high-level executives come to the celebration banquet to get to know each other. Chen Weian took the elevator to the General Control Center on the 80th floor. CCCF, attention, please, there is an important announcement here. Chen Weian spoke into the microphone. His voice immediately resounded throughout the Skyfire building. Many staff members, whether they are receptionists, shopping guides, appraisers, or blacksmiths, all put down their work at this moment and looked at each other. They all looked puzzled. What happened again? The last time Manager Chen announced important news was just over 20 days ago. That time, the unnamed master under our Tianyuofeng died unexpectedly. I heard that the specific cause of death and the murderer have not yet been found out. Don't even think about it, it must be Tianbinge and Sword Hall. It's a pity that Master Wuming died. The members of Tianyuofeng discussed, they were filled with righteous indignation for the death of Master Wuming. But Xiao Zhang, who had received Lin Shu before, trembled, and vaguely guessed something. First of all, I want to change the important statement I posted last time, that is, the unknown master is not dead. As soon as these words came out, the inside of Tianyuofeng suddenly boiled. The unknown master who forged 2 transcendent perfect weapons in a row is still alive. Perhaps it was the unnamed master, Jiren Yutianxiang, who narrowly escaped from Tianbing Pavilion or Sword Hall. Then, I would like to solemnly announce to everyone that starting today, Master Wuming will officially enter the headquarters of Tianyuofeng. We, Tianyuofeng, add another blacksmith. To celebrate, all employees' salaries are doubled this month. After the broadcast ended, intense cheers erupted from the Tianmi building. The unknown master is not dead, that's great. Master Wuming has officially entered the headquarters of Tianyuofeng. We will have the opportunity to meet him in the future. I don't know what kind of person Master Wuming is. These are not important, the important thing is to double the salary this month. Long live the unknown master. After announcing the news, Chen Weian sent a message to all the other high-level executives who hadn't arrived, informing them of the time and place of the celebration banquet. Then Chen Weian returned to the meeting room on the 50th floor. And at this time, 2 staff members walked over with 2 large boxes in their arms and greeted Chen Weian. Director Chen, here is what you want. Okay, take it in and put it down, and you all go back. Chen Weian walked in, looked at Lin Shu and said with a smile, Master Lin Shu, what you asked for has arrived. The staff put 2 large boxes on the conference table and went down. Lin Shu stepped forward and opened the first box. The inside is solid purple wood, and a hollow is hollowed out in the middle, storing a golden shining stone. The golden light instantly shines on the entire meeting room, which is colorful. This is exactly the third-rank spiritual mine, Golden Heart Stone. After confirming that it was correct, Lin Shu opened the second box. Inside is a vacuum glass instrument. The heart of Tianyan Libao is stored in the vacuum instrument. Tianyan Libao was dead, and his heart was taken out, so logically speaking, this is also a dead thing. But right now, the crimson heart in the vacuum instrument is still beating rapidly, as if it contains endless energy zones. It took us a lot of effort to get the heart of this Tianyan Libao. This treasure has been stored in the treasure house and is about to be exchanged for metal or materials of the same level. Now I will give it to Lin Shu Master. Chen Weiyan laughed. The old man, I'm not welcome. After Lin Shu checked, he closed the box, and there were no problems with both items. In addition, Master Lin Shu, regarding your joining Tianyuofeng, we will hold a press conference to make an official announcement. Chen Weiyan said, this is also a means to increase the reputation of Tianyuofeng through publicity. But he still had to seek Lin Shu's opinion. No problem. Lin Shu nodded in agreement. Only by announcing it to the outside world can we cut off the thoughts of other forces and reduce unnecessary troubles. When Lin Shu, Chen Weiyan and other high-level officials came down, cheering crowds were everywhere along the way. But when these people saw Chen Weiyan and other high-level officials, they immediately became quiet. Great Master, good Supervisor, good Master. Everyone bowed and saluted, and kept saying hello. At the same time, they discovered that there was a white-haired old man among the high-level executives of Tianyuofeng. They didn't know each other, and it was the first time they met. Could this be the unknown master? No way, Master Wuming is so old. It's really old and determined. At such an old age, I have devoted myself to the forging industry, and forged 2 transcendent perfect weapons in a row. This kind of spirit and skill are admirable. After guessing Lin Shu's identity, the staff of Huofeng were all shocked and admired. Especially the blacksmiths admired Lin Shu even more, and even had the urge to learn from the unknown master. After going out, everyone got into the car and drove directly to the nearby big hotel. 10 minutes later, everyone came to the hotel. Today, among the 3 major forging forces in Kunyan City, Tianyuofeng is the most powerful. With a wide reputation, there are naturally many people you know, and you don't need to be introduced. The receptionist of the hotel recognized it at a glance, with a shocked expression on his face, and hurriedly came out to greet him, not daring to neglect him in the slightest. My lords, the private room you booked is here. The hotel manager is also smiling, bowing and speaking, leading the way. After a little while, in the private room, more than 20 people gathered. Tianyuofeng is a forging force. Most of the high-level people are blacksmiths, only a small number of them enter the high level by force. So everyone chatted and the atmosphere was active. In any case, Lin Shu has been a blacksmith all his life, and he has common topics with these people. Talking and laughing at the dinner table, we mingled together, and the dinner ended after a few hours. After leaving the hotel, everyone left separately. There were several high-level executives scrambling to send Lin Shu back, and finally Chen Weiyan said, let me send Master Lin, I have been to his house several times, and the road is familiar. After speaking, Chen Weiyan took Lin Shu into the car and sent him home. Master Lin rested earlier, and the press conference will be a week later, remember to be there when the time comes. Chen Weiyan laughed. Lin Shu nodded, suddenly remembered something, and said, by the way, 3rd rank spirit mine Fire Cloud Diamond, please help me pay attention, if it appears on the market, help me get it. I know, when Master Lin asked Huianzuan just now, I remembered that I had already greeted the people below. After a few brief chats, Chen Weiyan drove away. When Lin Shu returned home, she found that Lin Xiaoshui and Lin Xiaofei were still awake, as if they were waiting for her. Grandpa, what are you talking about with Uncle Chen? Why did you come back so late? Lin Xiaofei asked. Grandpa, you've been drinking, and you smell of alcohol. Lin Xiaoshui pinched her nose and said, then poured Lin Shu a glass of water to sober up. In fact, although Lin Shu drank a bottle of white wine, he was not drunk at all. His body is no longer what it used to be. It can even be said that Lin Shu's body is already extraordinary, and his skin, blood, muscles, bones, and heart have all been refined into equipment. So how could a little alcohol affect him? But he still took the water poured by his granddaughter to dilute the alcohol in his mouth. It's nothing to talk about, it's your grandfather and I, who have officially joined the headquarters of Tianyuofeng. Lin Shu laughed. Then congratulations, Grandpa, Lin Xiaofei said happily. As far as he knows, not everyone can join the headquarters of Tianyuofeng. They need to have deep forging qualifications or certain achievements. It's really surprising that Grandpa was able to join the headquarters of Tianyuofeng not long after he became a blacksmith. In addition, after joining the headquarters of Tianyuofeng, Tu's treatment will naturally be better. Wow, I want to go to Tianyuofeng for a stroll. Lin Xiaoshui's eyes lit up. Tianyuofeng is one of the 3 major forging forces in Kunyan City. Tianwo Building is also a famous building in Kunyan City. Lin Xiaoshui has never been there. Okay, Grandpa will take you there tomorrow. No, I have to go to school tomorrow, let's go after I have a holiday. After chatting with her grandchildren for a while, Lin Shu washed up and went back to her room. He ate a blood spiritual herbs, ran the Ling Yuan Gong, to start digesting energy, and absorbed the surrounding spiritual qi. Lin Shu breakthrough senior practitioner has been a while. He can clearly feel that the efficiency of his cultivation has been very low recently, and there seems to be a high threshold blocking him in front of him. That is the threshold of martial master. Lin Shu is not in a hurry, he firmly believes in boasting. After the fire cloud diamond is collected, refine heart of steel into flame heart furnace, and then the efficiency of absorbing the spiritual qi of heaven and earth will increase again. As long as Lin Shu refines more body parts into equipment, the efficiency of the body's absorption of spiritual qi will continue to increase. Raising the grade of body equipment can also improve the cultivation talent. Cultivation talent is divided into 2 types. The first is the comprehension ability of cultivation technique martial skill, and the second is the absorption efficiency of spiritual qi by the body. The former, Lin Shu cannot change, but the latter, Lin Shu has unlimited possibilities. 2 days later, Chen Weian made a phone call and said excitedly, Master Lin, Huiyan drill is here. Okay, you send someone to my house. Lin Shu looked happy. As expected of Tianyuofeng, the 3 major forging forces in Kunyan City, they have a wide network of contacts, a large number of people, and well-informed information. As soon as the fire cloud diamond appeared, he immediately took it down. If it were Lin Shu, he might not even know that there are fire cloud diamonds on the market, and by the time he reacts, they have already been snatched away by other forces. How much? Lin Shu asked. Naturally, he had to pay for the materials that Tianyuofeng bought for him, but Lin Shu only needed to pay 70% and the final price was more than 300,000 star coins. Master Lin, are you collecting 3rd-rank materials to refine spirit weapons? Chen Weian asked one more question. That's right. Blame Heart Furnace is indeed a spiritual weapon, and it is also an important organ of the human body, the heart. Master Lin, if he wants to sell spirit weapons, he must take care of the business of Fuhuakang. Sure, the communication between the 2 ended and they hung up the phone. Although Lin Shu is stationed in the headquarters of Tianyuofeng, he is not subject to any restrictions. The weapons he refines can be sold anywhere he wants. Other forging masters can't do it. The moment the weapon is forged, it has already been stamped with the mark of Tianyuofeng. Less than an hour, there was a staff member who delivered a metal box to Lin Shu's door. Master Lin, this is what you want. After taking things, Lin Shu immediately took Golden Heart Stone and Tianyan Libao's heart, and rushed to own private warehouse. Okay, everything is ready, let's start refining Blazing Heart Furnace now. The refining methods of Flame Heart Furnace and Heart of Steel are quite different. First of all, Lin Shu will deal with Tianyan Libao's heart. He opened the metal case and took it out of the vacuum apparatus. Boom, boom, boom. Tianyan Libao's heart was still beating. The moment it was exposed to the air, it seemed to suddenly possess stronger vitality, beating faster and stronger, as if it was about to jump out of Lin Shu's hand. Not only that, the blood vessels in Tianyan Libao's heart spewed out flames, burning all directions. Fortunately, Lin Shu has great strength and strong defense, otherwise he would not be able to control this heart. Wow! Next, Lin Shu sacrificed spirit purification holy fire, which is the refining holy fire issued by the novice large gift bag when obtaining the system, which has outstanding effects in removing impurities. In the heart of Tianyan Libao, there are many impurities, including residual blood stains, and other messy things. Lin Shu controlled the purifying holy fire, completely enveloping Tianyan Libao's heart, and slowly burning it. 4 hours later, Lin Shu retracted the flame. Tianyan Libao's heart had undergone considerable changes, it looked bright, and even had a delicate and translucent feeling. After removing impurities, Lin Shu took off his shirt, took out a sharp blade, and cut a big gash on On's chest. How can a normal person dare to do this? Cutting a hole in the heart is no different from suicide. Even a practitioner would never dare to try it. But Lin Shu is different. His skin is red gold flame skin, his muscles are steel bear flesh, his blood is magma blood, his bones are black gold battle bones, and even his heart is already iron hard one. Even if he accidentally scratched his heart, Lin Shu would be fine. Pyra. Lin Shu cut open his chest with difficulty, exposing the steel heart inside. And this knife is also completely curled, so it can no longer be used. Afterwards, Lin Shu stuffed Tianyan Libao's heart into the body, next to own heart of steel. Then he closed the gap in his chest. You don't need to go to the hospital, and you don't need sharp needles, just close your hands together. Muscles, steel bare body, will be quickly connected together to heal the wound, and the same is true for the skin, red gold inflammation skin. 10 minutes later, Lin Shu took his hand away. On the chest, only a shallow scar remained. What a terrifying healing ability this is. Such a large wound penetrated deep into the viscera, and it healed in such a short time. In a few days, I'm afraid there will be no scars at all. Boom, 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 boom. Lin Shu felt as if there were 2 hearts in his body, and these 2 hearts were particularly fierce, beating very powerfully, as if they were about to jump out. Stuffing Tianyan Libao's heart into his body is only the first step. Then Lin Shu started the second step. Boom, 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 boom. It was as if 2 hearts were beating powerfully in Lin Shu's body. Among them, heart of steel is the beating frequency of a normal heart, while Tianyan Libao's heart beats very fast, and gradually change the rhythm of heart of steel to make it beat faster. The heart beat faster, and the blood in Lin Shu's body also flowed rapidly. His whole body began to heat up, his body surface turned red, and steam came out. If this continues, in the end, Lin Shu's heart will be assimilated, devoured, and replaced by the heart of Tian Yan Lai leopard. At that time, Lin Shu's heart will not belong to him, nor will he control it. Therefore, he immediately proceeded to the second step, urging magma blood to flow into the heart of Tianyan Libao for calcination and refining. While suppressing the heart of Tianyan Libao, extract the energy inside and send it to heart of steel. While doing the second step, Lin Shu focused on 2 tasks and began to deal with other materials. He drank a bottle of liquid medicine for a while, and then smeared some powder on his body, or separated the wound, and mixed the material into the magma blood. At last, Lin Shu lit the fire and turned on the stove, and sat directly in the stove, being roasted by the flames from all directions. This is no ordinary flame. It is the 557 flame that Lin Shu bought from the Ling coal mine, which is more powerful. In this case, Lin Shu had to activate red gold flame skin with all his might to be able to resist, otherwise even he would be burned to death. That's all. The first day passed. When Lin Shu walked out of the stove, his whole body was blackened by the smoke, and his skin was also red and black. But he didn't care about these, all his attention was on his heart. The 2 hearts were still beating violently, but compared to the morning, Lin Shu's heart of steel was a little bit stronger, and it also exuded a fiery temperature. Lin Shu felt warm all over, even a little hot. At night he came home and took a cold shower. Then, he didn't sleep peacefully all night. After all, there were 2 hearts beating in his body, which made people easily upset. This made Lin Shu firm up his determination to complete Blame Heart Furnace as soon as possible. Early the next morning, after breakfast, Lin Shu ran to the warehouse, lit the Ling coal mine, and then sat in directly. Another day passed. Lin Shu felt that own heart of iron has become stronger, it is completely unaffected by Tianyan Libao's heart, and the temperature of the heart is also higher. It felt to Lin Shu that there really was a furnace burning in own body. Third day. Most of the energy in Tianyan Libao's heart has been absorbed, and it is no longer as full of vitality as it was at the beginning. Heart of Steel became an absolute dage, and even changed the beating rhythm of Tianyan Libao's heart. On this day, Lin Shu started with several other main materials. I saw him drink a bottle of glittering liquid. When the liquid enters the body, a faint golden light can still be seen, penetrating the body and reflecting it. This is the special spiritual fluid formulated with the main material gold heart stone. It can be clearly seen from the outside. That ball of golden light merged with the red stove on the chest, releasing even brighter rays of light immediately. On Lin Shu's chest, where the heart can be seen, there is a mass of red golden light shining. At the same time, you can also see that the chest rises and falls, which means the heart is beating vigorously. Heart of Iron is undergoing transformation. In the evening, Lin Shu was ready to go home. But as soon as he walked out of the warehouse gate, the golden red light on his chest was like a dazzling light in the dark night, because it was conspicuous. It will definitely be very eye-catching along the way. When you get home, you're sure to worry your grandkids too. So, Lin Shu called Lin Xiaofei and said that he was forging weapons in Tianyuofeng, and he would not go back tonight. This night, Lin Shu was resting on the spirit wolf chariot. Before dawn, he was woken up by the sound of his heart beating violently, and then began to refine the weapon. Lin Shu ground the fire cloud diamond into powder and mixed it with 9 other metal minerals. Then he mobilized magma blood, devoured all these materials, and then transported them into the body and into the heart. Boom, boom, boom. Heart of Iron, the beating sound suddenly increased, like drumming, dull and full of power, echoing throughout the warehouse master. And the passage of time became louder and louder, like thunder, deafening. Fortunately, the warehouse is relatively remote, and there are no people nearby. If it was in the blacksmith's shop before, I'm afraid that the violent vibration will attract people from the whole block. At the same time, Tianyuofeng has already started preparing for the press conference. Notify various media, publicize and advertise on the internet and on TV. In the Tianwo building, advertisements and slogans were posted, and in the square outside, someone was already building a platform. Also, a set of transcendent weapon forging plans written by Lin Shu a few days ago have also begun to be circulated in the hands of the blacksmiths in Tianyuofeng. At the beginning, Tianyuofeng was willing to offer such conditions to keep Lin Shu, precisely because Master Ming Reicho highly praised Lin Shu after reading this plan. Master Ming Reicho also said that Lin Shu's forging plan alone is worth tens of millions of stars, and it can inspire all the blacksmiths in Tianyuofeng to improve their skills. Therefore, the higher-ups also immediately utilized the value of this forging plan. As expected, all the blacksmiths who have browsed through this set of plans feel like they have found a treasure, and they forgot to eat and sleep to study, as if they were possessed by a demon. Wonderful! How did Master Lin Shu think of using this method to temper? This is really a fantastic idea. Can metal or materials be processed in this way? I feel that my forging skills have improved. Now the success rate of refining weapons has increased by 30%, and there is a greater probability of refining high-quality weapons. This Master Lin is too amazing. I must personally pay a visit to express my gratitude. A long-bearded blacksmith was very excited and admired Lin Shu very much. When other blacksmiths come to borrow, the long-bearded blacksmith directly refuses to borrow. But there is more than one blacksmith who came to borrow. This matter quickly became a big issue, and finally Master Ming Reicho said, each blacksmith can only borrow it for 1 day. After all the blacksmiths have read it, this refining plan will be sealed and kept by Tianyuofeng. For the second borrowing, you need to pay contribution points, or spend star coins. That's all. A set of forging schemes written by Lin Shu has become a treasure that many blacksmiths have seized. A grand great master said to Ming Reicho, you are really not bragging, this forging plan is too powerful, it seems that we made those conditions to keep Master Lin, it is totally worth it. This is for sure. If Master Lin can perfect this special forging method in the future, it will have a subversive impact on the entire forging world. Ming Reicho is looking forward to this day. However, Master Lin is already at this age, and his energy is limited. I'm afraid it will be difficult. The Grand Great Master lamented. Ming Reicho nodded slightly. Indeed, Lin Shu is too old, and probably won't live long. The important task of perfecting this special forging method may have to fall on the other blacksmiths of Tianyuofeng. They don't know. This set of refining plan was deduced by Lin Shu not long after he got the system. That perfect transcendent weapon is his earliest work. In the follow-up, Lin Shu has already refined multiple body parts into spirit weapons, even perfect spirit weapons. At this moment, Lin Shu's refining skills have reached a very advanced level. It can be said that the sum of all the blacksmiths in the entire Kunyan city cannot match him. The next day, it was just dawn. Near the Tianguo building, there was already a crowd, because some of them were journalists from the news media. Still others are blacksmiths or blacksmiths. Recently, 2 weapons of perfect transcendent quality have achieved the prestige of the unknown master, but no one knows who the unknown master is and what he looks like. Today, the secret will be revealed. On the other side, library. Boom, boom, boom. The violent bangs were like beating drums, and also like thunder, continuous and deafening. Near the warehouse, many people have already gathered, all of whom were attracted by passing by. What the hell is going on here? Why is there such a big commotion? Passers-by are out of curiosity. But when they approached the warehouse, they felt their own heart beating suddenly faster, and the frequency gradually became exactly the same as the vibration in the warehouse. This kind of beating frequency is too fast for ordinary people. They are hot all over, their faces are flushed, and they feel unwell. Inside the warehouse, the sound of dong 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 is louder. Lin Shu sat cross-legged on the ground, his whole body was burning with flames. This flame did not come from red gold flame skin, nor did it come from magma blood, but erupted from Lin Shu's heart. Along with the pounding of his heart, the flames all over Lin Shu's body also beat. His nose, ears, and mouth all erupted with flames. And the beating of the heart is still getting louder and louder. The flames emanating from Lin Shu's body also became more intense, eventually forming circles of flame waves, blasting in all directions, burning everything. The temperature of the entire warehouse soared, and some materials stored nearby were directly burned. The spirit wolf chariot was also roasted and smoked. If it weren't for the excellent performance of this chariot, it might have been ignited and exploded. It has not been successfully refined, but there is such a terrifying vision. Lin Shu was secretly startled. If this was in a blacksmith shop, the consequences would be unimaginable. As time flows, after an hour, boom, boom, boom. The shocking sound shook the sky, and a wave of surging flames and heat waves hit the quartet. Lin Shu's warehouse finally couldn't resist and burned. He was a little speechless. How long had he bought this warehouse, and it was scrapped like this? But also at this time, the system's notification tone suddenly sounded. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully refining a perfect quality spirit weapon and obtaining 5,000 energy points. Successful, it is still of perfect quality, and this warehouse is worth burning. Lin Shu looked surprised. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.